Hello and welcome back to the 2012 24 Hours of Aston Massive Endurance 24-hour race. You have unfortunately just missed a bit of a battle in the top 5 of the GT2 class. Falkenheim has made his way past Careques. That's knocked Speedo GT2 off the podium for that class at the moment. I've just been informed by one of our stream broadcast directors that the adverts are more or less to split the video up into slightly smaller chunks to make it a lot easier to watch for the on-demand viewers later on. Seeing as the race is somewhat more spread out now, I don't know if we'll be seeing a fight anytime soon. I'll break off if I'm informed that there is one, but just past that 3.5 hour mark now, so coming up to a 6th distance. I'm going to run through the order of both the GT1 and GT2 fields. In GT1, my 3ID are currently leading in an FZR from Speedo Racing GT1 in the XRR. Lowland Lines are following behind in their FZR, and Sonic Realms Racing GT1 behind them in the XRR again, making it 3 out of 5 FZRs in the top 5 is Conquest Racing, and Cravel in the XRR, who have just made a pit stop, are currently running in 6th. Lanzarote Racing Team are running in 7th behind them, with Angry Angus Racing running in 8th. Infinity Esports in their SZR are currently running in 9th, and Core Racing GT1 round out the GT1 top 10. Behind them in the final 3 positions of GT1 are Concept Racing, Project and Busters Racing Team and CheckLFS.net respectively. In GT2, my 3ID are... Sorry, I'm getting lots of chatter in my ear. In GT2, my 3ID are also leading, so currently leading in both classes. Synergy Racing Team, fairly close behind in their XRR, everyone seemingly in XRRs if they're running high up in GT2. Raptor Gaming are currently running 3rd, with Speedo Racing just behind them, having been recently knocked out of that podium position. Genuine Racing are rounding out the top 5, with City League Endurance Team currently running in 6th. Virtual Racing Team are running behind them in 7th, with GTS Motorsport, Core Racing GT2 and Player Zone rounding out the top 10. Infinity Skills are currently running in 11th, with the Hellenic Racing Team running close behind them in 12th. HT Motorsports are running in 13th, with CardGame.nl running 14th. LFS France ran out the top 15 of the GT2 class, with LiftSpeed.hu in 16th, Matthew Racing 17th, in 18th position is Savage Sim Sports, and last position on track is Tiger Express Motorsports. And that does take a lot of breath out of your lungs, I'll tell you that much.
Yes, it does. Trust me, it was the same yesterday in quality.
Running through every driver that there is currently running.
Through all the cars.
Yeah, not drivers but more the teams. The drivers changing, so the teams taking priority on that one.
And now you're gonna see the pit stop for the people who are either a bit off their schedule or going massively long. I think the Angry Angus team actually just did its 3rd pit stop. Is quite remarkable in my opinion.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, they are just running substantially longer stints than everyone else around them, although it's not working out perfectly at the moment. That said, with in excess of 20 hours of racing yet to go, you can't write anybody off for a good finish. You never know what happens with these races.
There's so much stuff left to see. There's fuse rolling, there's explosions, people getting stuck, timeouts. We haven't really seen any of that yet.
Well, now that you've said that, I'm pretty sure that you'll have jinxed it for the next few hours, where everyone suddenly starts timing out and rolling over on the curves. Although the way that everyone takes the line through that final chicane, someone deserves to roll because it's disgusting.
Someone has already.
Well, deservedly so. I mean, jumping over the curves like that, it looks wrong. It's horrible. In my opinion, you should just stop people there, make them wait for a few minutes, and then they can carry on slowly so it doesn't look as bad.
They could like F1 1994 style that chicane to slow cars down to about 0.4 of a kilometre an hour.
Just some hay bales to do it, that's the way. Yeah, a bit of a shame that I've turned up when I have. The race is substantially more spread out than it was earlier on, where everyone was bumping into each other and jostling for position.
I think Chris would
Very
hate
close
me
on
for
track at
this.
the moment, actually, is Matthew Yavi has put his foot down and caught up to the back of the Speedo
But
GT1
look
car.
at the stage of the stint. Both cars and the Speedo car's in the middle of heat peak, and the Lowland Lines car has like 1/3 of its tire tread already gone. So
Well, this is true.
Position, yes,
it's still
now, but who knows how it's going to be later.
Well, from what we've seen of Speedo's GT1 strategy so far, as Lowland Lines have a bit of a look, but I don't think they're going to make it stick just yet, is that they do go slower throughout the stint, but because they stretch the stint a bit more and just have that consistent pace in an extra 15 minutes, they actually pull out time on both 3ID and Lowland Lines, and seeing how close they are with them this time round, you're almost led to think that Speedo are going to have a somewhat usable gap next time round, as opposed to one that gets taken away from them on the same straight by 3ID every time they make a stop.
But I mean, we saw that they weren't fighting 3ID, they realized that they're actually on a very good strategy on their own, and that it's not worth battling hands and fists.
And there is Yavi up the inside, being given plenty of room, as you say, by Mihaly of Speedo GT1, just because what's the point at this stage in the race? You may as well let them go and have them at the pit stops, with Mihaly fighting back just as I say that, sticking it right up the inside.
But then we know SCR's better on the brakes, and there we go.
Straight through, as you say.
Better off it. Grass action, bit of dust. And from cutting the curb a bit too much.
Always nice to see.
Oh, I'm staring at... Is he a second a lap quicker than 3ID? I don't even know. I've not been paying attention, unfortunately. I have to admit.
No, I guess it will be made a lot clearer to us now that they've cleared Speedo as to who is the quickest of these current front two GT1 runners. From what I've seen so far in this first small part of the race, is that Lowland Lions and My3ID in the GT1 class may well be swapping positions just throughout the race based on differing pace between drivers and, you know, just the quality of the stint. Some stints will be good and some stints won't be as good. It's just how these things turn out, especially in endurance racing. You can never get that perfect consistency, and it's really the battle to see who gets closest.
Yeah, obviously.
I'll let you know at the end of this lap, the lap times for Tomek Nogiek and Matthew Yavi of 3ID and Lowland Lions respectively, as Tomek crosses the line with a 239.5 and it's a 239.4 from Matty. Yeah,
0.13, not 1.3, that would be a lot. It's
1.3 we'd be seeing a fight towards the end of this lap really, but 0.13, I guess Matty can pull it back at that, but it just seems a negligible difference in time, and like I said, they're probably just going to be swapping those times one way or another.
I'm on start, I think, very slightly thicker tires, but don't know really. I think he could. Yeah, I'm of course pitted later. 3ID GT1 pitted later than Matty had to in the last stint for LLL, so you would expect that.
Due to a few tyre issues for LLL, it looks like actually 3ID might have been held up a tiny bit by a GT2 car there. It might aid Matty's cause a little more, but
LFS France right there, one of the two only GT2 FZRs. Exactly a picture people are used to in GT2 leagues or events.
Well, in any league, it's very, very difficult to find the balance because whilst you can balance cars technically, you have to factor in which teams are using what, and cars can be balanced, but if all the good teams choose one car, then everyone's going to complain at that car being unbalanced. So you have to give credit to league admins really, because they do an absolutely stellar job of balancing cars all of the time, and it is just down to, you know, driver preference, and then beyond that, the teams and the skill levels of the drivers driving certain cars. Very rarely do you get an even spread just because of driver preference and say the skills of the drivers, because you're always going to have the same top 5, maybe 10 teams that are at the front and are competitive, and if they're all in FZRs because of driving preference, then the FZR appears. But it may well be that the balancing technically shows an XR or an FXR as being the better balanced car. It's just one of those things that you can never get perfect, similar to the consistency that you want in an endurance race, and you have to take it as it comes and do everything to the best of your ability.
So yeah, usually people like choose the car that it's easier to get the pace in, because I suppose FZR could win in GT2, but it's just so much easier with XR.
That's another pointer, isn't it? I mean, this is a one-off 24-hour race, so it's a singular event, but if you're racing over a season, you get certain tracks that benefit certain cars as well. A good one for those of you more familiar with Live for Speed is that whenever you have GT cars going to South City, the FXR suddenly becomes the car to have, despite maybe not having been the car to have for the majority of the rest of the season. But due to being four-wheel drive and being on a twisty street circuit, it's just got a lot more grip and can get off the corners. And it's a relatively low tyre wear circuit as well, so the FXR benefits from that. So every car has its day, and you just have to, over a season, pick the best compromise for you. But on a one-off event like this, as you say, it's going to be the car that's easiest to get the pace out. So this track, use my lag there, at this track seems to be the FZR. Well, and the XRR really in GT1, but definitely the XRR is the car to have in GT2.
The longer the race, the better the XR is, obviously.
Yes. But in GT2, the XRR definitely does seem the car to have, currently filling out, I think it's roughly 7 or 8 of the top 10 positions, if not more. May well be all of the top 10 positions at the moment.
I think it is, yes.
Yeah, because
it is
first,
more than easily, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 12th currently is FXR, and that's Fernandez. Yeah, that's VRT that he is racing for, the number 63 car. First non-XRR in GT2.
You get the stint length advantage in cars like the FXR, and I mean yesterday quality we saw at the start of stint, it wasn't even that bad, but it just stopped going faster after like reaching the low 248s. Then you know the FZR and not FXR, XR just went further than that time-wise.
Yeah. The rear-wheel drive cars do seem to benefit a lot more from that tyre cool-off period, where you do have the superior grip and lighter cars.
I don't think it's really a cool-off period. It's just I don't know. It's really, I think the four-wheel drive is just costing the FXR, because if you look at it, the FXR is kind of an XR with four-wheel drive and a different engine, well, and a few other things. If it wasn't for that, it probably would be a lot more competitive.
The only problem is, like I said, with the FXR at South City, if you make the FXR more competitive than it currently is, it would then become over-competitive on certain tracks, and that's where the problems would start to arise.
And it's, of course, very easy to drive as well, says the almighty Michael Booth, who has to be mentioned at this point in time.
Some find it easy to drive. I struggle with the FXR just because I never know how much to push the tyres and end up either cooking them or letting them become freezing cold, especially in GT racing.
Surely before we talk here for ages about the same topic, there must be something going on track somewhere.
Well, the closest drivers still really are Noguier and Winyavi at the front of GT1.
I see PLZ GT2 catching Core GT2 for 20th on the server. quite a rate. 3 seconds up in the second sector, yeah.
Almost 4 seconds quicker over the course of that lap.
I was probably struggling a bit.
It just looks like Matonis is... He's just struggling to get to grips with the car at this stage, whereas Bartolotta's got everything hooked up. I mean, 48.7s, they're not brilliant times, but they're definitely not terrible, especially when you're having to compare them to what is 252s from Matonis at the moment.
Yeah, it's a 3-car battle. It's the yellow car of core racing with the black blue-ish car of Bartolotta, players own Italian. Then you have the black and golden car
hello,
of
Bartolotta.
Infinity Skills. Very, very close rear hairpins, both going over curves and massively drifting out of a corner.
Yeah, Toth was a bit slower than Bartolotta the last lap, but if Bartolotta keeps fighting and making mistakes whilst battling for position like that, this is going to be a solid three-way battle where they are bumper to bumper.
He might have been slower than Bartolotta, but he was still quite a lot faster than the core GT2 car.
You're still just about 3 seconds quicker. I think it is 2.8 seconds quicker.
Oh, yeah, actually, just coming through that left-right, if you get dirt on your left rear tyre in that corner, you're going to have an absolute nice adventure in this corner here.
I normally have a nice adventure in that corner, as you can tell everybody from when I did one lap during pre-qualifying for this event.
The roll.
No, that's where I decided to go opposite lock around the majority of the lap.
Roll there.
Yeah. I'd probably, well, if Jack Sedgwick was here, we could have much more informative information on rolling on each corner in each car.
But we'll see. Let's see if Bartolotta can manage now to get past. Yeah, he's just going into the draft right in the perfect moment, just before the uphill straight, where the draft is actually incredibly useful, obviously.
Yeah, he's got him. That's the draft there. Gonna kick in a roundabout now. And he's just got to time it right.
That. Ooh!
Oh, don't make contact
there!
The barriers are unforgiving.
That was a lot to side draft from what it looked like.
Bartolotta's, yeah, made that one around the outside. Really good move after a bit of contact there. Matonis giving him a little beat.
Back corner like that can really do things like that. It's probably now it's Infinity Skills' turn if they don't appear to roll over.
Oh no, they're diving for the pit lane. Seems an odd time, but I guess if you're running longer stints, which the XRR can do, then it will appear that you're a bit off in terms of when you are making pit stops. Bartolotta should be clear now though of Matonis, unless Matonis suddenly finds 3 or so seconds a lap.
Is it me or is the battle for third in GT2 getting closer again with Rapt and Speedo Racing?
It's getting closer, but these two are currently having same symptoms of the top two in GT1. They're sort of exchanging lap times and get closer and then get further away, and it's all just dependent on each other's mistakes. Yeah, that lap Carreras did gain what looks like 0.4 of a second exactly on Hockenheim, so Speedo pulling them into that lap, but who knows if that will continue throughout the lap and in fact the rest of this race.
Yeah, it's probably just one of this couple where one makes mistakes and the other makes mistakes and they'll never get anywhere with that. Take away from each other, I mean.
They'll eventually get close to each other. Yeah, I just don't think it's at the moment.
We're gonna go for a little on-board session with Christoph Kerikesh of Speedo Racing GT2, following Alex Falkenhayn of Raptor Gaming. Third and fourth in GT2. Oh, Falkenhayn made a mistake. Sideways there for a corner.
But I don't think Kerikesh is quite going to have the draft here.
It doesn't appear to.
Not quite.
Just see it. It's a bit of a problematic situation because the second sector is very easy to get a draft in. Because if the person in front of you makes a mistake, he's gonna lose quite a bit of speed. But it's very, very hard to actually use it. Because there's no real hard braking zone, there's no real hairpins, there's nothing like
there's
that.
no front
Couldn't give you a
downforce either.
proper overtaking situation, yeah, and obviously with the draft there's no front downforce either, so you're gonna have a lot of fun. More chicane tyre hitting adventures for both of them. I think he could have him. No, not quite. It's just this meter that's always missing.
It just seems, like you say, the way that the track develops throughout the lap, that's just how it works out. That this is somewhat, we can't view this at the moment due to the cameras being.
Oh, I think the Speedo car actually has slightly higher wings. Actually, they're only doing 246, and the Raptor car's doing like 247, 248.
You won't be able to view this in a moment, but I'm going to cover it a bit for you. Matthew Nyavi has made major headway on Tomek Nokiak. Now, but a few tenths of a second between them. I'll let you know if anything does happen there.
It appears Fuse has had an adventure off track, and second sector just after the third gear right-hander. Boycat powered FZR there.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
Few people are wondering where Wilke has gone. He's just having a bit of a break. Well, it's not unusual for him to just go away in the middle of a race and then come back and wonder why everything's different, just because he's been away for 12 hours, but
probably resting his voice box.
Yeah, he's been shouting quite a bit. Let's give him that. Yeah.
Matthew and Nyavi really starting to hassle Tomek Nokiak now.
And the other side, Kerikesh is just like, I think he's kind of stuck almost behind Falkenhayn. Not quite up to speed that he can carry through the corners to make a drafting pass work even with the high downforce. But he's still a bit better in the second sector. On the mean side, on the other side even, it is very close indeed between the two GT1 leaders. See now, obviously, with pretty much perfect R2, R3 tires. Again, he's got a lot of wear on them. Well, he's probably tried to wear the rears a bit more this time compared to the fronts, because, well, they're a bit thinner. Corners like this, the chicane here, which can make the difference to who's leading into turn 1. Obviously, both of them just are consistently lapping at probably the best pace they can do. I'm also pushing, and so is Matty.
Well, that lap just there was 2/100ths of a second difference between the two of them.
Exactly. There's really nothing in it at the moment, when there is at the same time, obviously due to the tyre advantage and the probably obviously though if you're off the LLL car. I mean, it pitted I think 2 laps or 3 laps earlier. I don't even remember properly, but I'm not covering the inside.
Here we go.
Will Matti Venjavi manage to go around the outside? Oh, crash in the north section. Oh, the 47 car's stuck in the gravel. Oh god, the number 47 Gravel Racing car has had an accident with Speedo GT2. That's a shame, really. I don't think they'll get out of there without mousing it out or shift P'ing.
Oh, and when Yavi's past Tomac,
all kicking off
in that same corner. It's a very interesting place to overtake. Will Tomac have a look here? I don't think so. Oh my god, he's gone for the dive bomb. When Yavi's going to hold it,
oh my god. Just about... Matty just about saw it. Left the door a bit wide open.
He left the door wide open, but he didn't have to there. That was aggressive to say the very least from Tomac Nokiak and My 3ID. But good racing to see 4 hours into a race.
I don't think I will ever not race someone. I think it's impossible for him, really.
Just so you know, if this was IGTC, that pass would have happened on the final lap of the race.
Yeah, but in IGTC we also have people driving around on broken left rear dampers to just stop themselves from doing another stop and things like that. At least in the, well, a few seasons ago in 09, I think. I don't even remember which team that was back then. Yeah, IGTC are obviously like a kind of summer break series for MOE teams, you could almost call it, with 4-hour races, safety cars and whatnot. More like, well, I wouldn't really call it ALMS, let's say FIA GT style like it used to be in the old days. Just a bit longer, and with only one class. So worth watching, just a bit harder to broadcast with open configuration circuits.
Well, it looks like Matty has got the better of Tomac Nogiek.
He just used the handbrake there as well. They obviously like doing that.
Yeah, when
I'm
oh
off
dear.
the grass a bit.
One of those mistakes you're mentioning that you're going to start making after 4 hours of driving.
Oh, same there. It's just putting your wheel too far onto a curb or getting on the power just a bit too early. It's easily done. You don't even have to like. Yeah, I don't know. Very hard to explain. It just happens after a time.
A drive change for the number 70 car in GT2.
That is HT Motorsport, I think.
Yes, it is. Sean Williams
also
taking the helm.
for number 89, which is one of the 2 FZRs in GT2 car game.nl. Obviously pitting on the hour mark, we won't be all that far away from the next set of pit stops. 4 hours and 3 minutes now into the 24 hours off Aston Grand Prix. It's already less than 20 hours to go. Oh, I'm all Hellenic Racing Team, what was he doing there? You can't just lap someone by driving into their back.
Very true.
kph corner.
It's the GT1's job for getting past them properly. The GT2 cars are expected to hold their line and continue with their race.
That's what I always thought. Well, he held his line, it's not like he was weaving him out.
Yeah, well, we've seen that Tomac has got, I won't say an aggressive streak, but an aggressive style to how he is driving at the moment. I'd not be surprised if 3ID need to get a fresh driver in at the moment, and
They
doing
have
so,
quite a few to choose who are probably very fast.
well, it's hard for me to think that there would be a 3ID driver who's going to get in that's not fast.
Yeah.
A very elite team, obviously having won iRacing's DWC this year, on the road side at the very least.
Yeah, pretty much. I think they started it off with dominating round 1, didn't they?
Yeah, at the beginning it was is it Kevin Cass or something? I forget the names here. Klaus Kivicus, there we go. I've got someone whispering in my ear kindly the name that I'm after. Klaus Kivicus really dominating at the beginning, and then Hugo Luis fighting through the second half of the season to pull it back. But an all-round good season, and 3ID, as you say, really dominating it. Always seeing a 3ID car somewhere at the front.
Okay, I've been told by the almighty Jonathan Palmer that Jorgen Kursk, also known as Fuse, has had yet another fun trip off at the chicane, trying to flip, and it again hasn't worked out, so...
He's just got to keep trying that, and eventually it'll work.
We'll see. If he gets really lucky and there's gonna be some lag, he might manage to do it with, like, the curb and tyres.
If only there were bonus points awarded for the number of roles that you can complete successfully.
There aren't any points awarded because it's a single event.
Very true, but if there were...
Well, yeah, exactly. We're gonna have to continue this 3ID story, don't we? I mean, as far as I know, 3ID, believe it or not, leading in both classes at the moment, has only ever won one MOE race in the past. Oh, how long have they been doing it? They've been doing it since season 4, and that was in 07-08, so...
2 MOE races, we're being
They've
told.
won 2 MOE races, yes. Phil's trying to be smart and trying to get in GT2 wins. Well, they've won the 2 MOE races 2 years ago, yeah.
Well, before this race
GT1
even
in
started,
round 1 and GT2 in round 5.
before this race even started, I'm pretty sure that I said that I would put money
Oh,
on...
your Kursk! Oh, a City Liga GT2. I
Is
did
he-
go for a gap that was there and almost getting spun around into the place he was off a few laps ago.
well, he's making a really good effort to go off in spectacular fashion at the moment, is Mr. Kursk. But yes, I did say prior to the race that I reckoned that 3ID could win both classes.
Yeah, obviously. But I mean, if you look at MOE 2 years ago, the first race in that, they absolutely dominated in that as well. Not like they've become great overnight. They really have been on it for quite a time now. Just won IGTC in 2010 as well, and never won a championship except for GT2 World Series last year. Quite
Yes,
shocking, actually, if you think about it.
and it was Tomek Nogiek who carried that one, shall we say.
God, didn't he get 5 out of 5 poles in the 5 events?
I don't remember exactly, but it sounds
think
pretty
they were.
accurate. Yeah, I remember them being on
very
pole.
accurate, yes.
I remember them being on pole pretty much every race that I saw, which wasn't all of them, granted. I remember racing in round 1 and round 2, and then I didn't really follow it after that, but yeah,
they
3ID
really
did
showed
dominate
up
there.
to it.
They didn't win every race, but they definitely put on a show.
They only won round 1-3 or something.
Oh, we've got someone in the middle of the
63,
track.
that is...
That's the FXR of Fernandez,
That's the Virtual
VRT.
Racing Team FXR.
And here comes some more DT2s, hurtling around the outside.
Which is for position. Both of them are for the 56th car of Infinity Skills. That was positioned The
Gustafsson
other car you
is
saw
not.
there is Gustafsson is for Savage Sim Sports. They've lost basically 2 laps earlier with that shift P they had to make after flipping in the last chicane, which was very, very unfortunate.
As Marius Gollenbeck joins the server, having
Raptor Gaming in GT2.
having spoken earlier about various different ways to jump your way to an easy victory on the Dream Chat.
So Isaac Price reconnecting for Synergy and Speedo Racing GT2 in the pits. Very much GT2 time again.
Synergy apparently have had, they've definitely had some issues. That's
They've had that damage for at least 20 minutes or something. I don't know. I have been watching their car quite a while ago. They seem to have gone off in turn 1 or something. I'm not sure.
You would explain
I'm sure the almighty CSF would be able to answer us this question, but he's unfortunately not here.
It would explain the even more substantial gap that they now have to the leaders, which is my 3ID.
I think the suspension damage probably isn't even that bad to drive, but they also have that slight bit of toe damage.
Yeah, none of it's going to help.
Great. Yeah, actually makes the skin look meh.
You would be worried about material things such as that, Tommy.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I'm already like looking away when I have to view our car. Oh, Speedo almost spinning! After the driver change with Morgan Trolley now in the car.
Is it trolley or troll?
Trolley, I think.
Trolley. I don't have the
think.
chat for the stream up. I'm sure there are people shouting in anger how I'm meant to be pronouncing that, but I've always been confused as to what I'm meant to say.
Well, it's had worse, let's be honest. Meanwhile, after I have not been paying attention to him for to Infinity for about 2 hours, they're back in 7th after their damage repair after the 2nd or 3rd hour. Quite nice for him. Raymond Mooney behind the wheel.
When Matthew and Yavi's in the pit lane.
Oh yeah, so is Falkenhayn, and of course the Synergy car in a second as well.
Yeah, and you've got it looks like Matthew and Yavi is going to drive the car again for another stint. As far as I've been informed, that's not planned. Yeah,
no wait, Alan Terzic is on the server to take over. Simon said earlier in the interview. Marius Gollenbeck takes over from Alex Falkenhayn in the Raptor Gaming GT2 car as
Alan Terzic.
Alan leaves the pits, off the speed limiter and back up to racing speed now.
Damage repairs
from 1st to 3rd, and
damage repairs for Synergy.
Damage. And of course, yeah, the Synergy car did repair damage after adventurous left rear suspension. Isaac Price taking over, who started the race into the first 2 stints, so we'll probably see a few very fast laps from that car again. Well, basically undamaged suspension now.
Lanzarote Racing Team looking as though they're ready to make a pit stop. As excuse the pronunciation again, I wish I'd never started that sentence. As Asbiazu for Lanzarote Racing Team has joined the server to take over from Raymond Blasco.
Oh god, I don't think I'll do it any better, to be honest, so I'm not going to say anything.
I've just had a stab at the name and hope that it's good enough, to be honest.
His name starts with A, no one else's does, so I think that's recognizable enough.
I just think that whilst I'm probably making a hash of the surname, calling him the man that surname is beginning with A, that one.
I think
Yeah,
that would be
him.
very bad. Concept Racing, Giovanni taking over from Jorgen Kursk. So the role danger has been, well, quite reduced by quite a lot, yeah. Furthermore, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yay.
And Sean Williams off in turn 1.
Sean Williams was off in turn 1, just caught that as well. Well, switching through the cars. If I can find him again. Oh, there he is.
I think that was one position that he's lost. No, it's not. He's not lost any position, just lost some time and probably a little bit of dignity.
Lost the car for sure.
Yeah, it was not going where he wanted it to go.
And obviously, as we said earlier, the 47 car had to shift P, which is quite a shame.
Yeah.
They were actually getting higher up in the order as the hours went on. We're gonna see now in GT1 whether 3ID and Speedo are gonna, well, not continue with the strategy, but how it's gonna work out for them, as the LLR car seems to do shorter and shorter stints.
I think that the 3ID car, for the first stint, really made a few too many mistakes there. Speedo were closer at the beginning and are going to be closer at the end of this stint, and I reckon mistakes
They're a bit
permitting.
further away than last time.
I think mistakes permitting that Mahaley might just pull away.
.58 versus 73 at City League Endurance Team versus Player Zone Italia. Not a real powerful position since the PLZ car's yet to do its pit stop and the City League cars already has. Fight between two Italians there actually. Probably not a stupid thing of Nazelli to just let it go and do his thing instead of trying to fight him when he was gonna be a lot slower. What else is going on? LF is hungry in the pits. Don't think they're very high up in a battle for position anywhere. No, they're not.
No, Gera is going to be taking over from Toth for this one. At least the next hour's worth of stint. Yes, I've just been informed, saying that I picked up on earlier, that it looks like there's two LFS hungry cars, or two cars originating from that background, and whilst P-Toth has just disconnected from the server, G-Toth is still racing.
Or Infinity Skills, yes.
And Bartolotta is in that.
Bartolotta is stuck in the gravel on the
No,
edge.
he's going to get out, but he's obviously had enough, and that's why he's got a flat tyre.
Oh, he's gonna have, well, probably not the easiest time getting that back.
and 3ID GT1
gonna
are going to be...
Oh, Nicky times out straight away. Let's hope
Gonna be
it's
a
gonna come
nerve-wracking
back.
stint for them.
Only because someone
3ID were to
tried
time
to
out
join
now.
while someone disconnected.
If 3ID were to time out, then
that would cost him probably
the race.
the race, not nerves. It's far too early, really. Bartolotta now with 3 punctures. 3 punctures. Oh, that's the first time we've had this in this race. Both fronts and the left rear tyre gone. Oh.
So guys and girls,
Turning
this is what happens if you don't change your tyres early enough. And Nicky Dakovic has timed out again.
That can't be good for him. Bartolotta's experiencing the new U-boat physics of his car with the flat tyres.
Handles like a canal barge. He's gone too quickly through that flat-out
Oh
corner,
my God.
and it's gone straight on.
Still going straight on. It's not stopping. He should probably use handbrake, really. Imo's in the pits. Well,
Dom, my only worry is that if Bartolotta was to use the handbrake now, that would lock up the rear tyres and send the other one off.
It's easier to drive 4 punctures than with 3.
True.
Anyways, 3ID in the pits. Let's hope Nicky can get into the car without actually.
And here's Alan Tursit.
disconnecting.
Oh, dearie me. And there is the race control throwing out a flag to tell everybody that Bartolotta's not got any tyres left on his wagon.
One wheel on his wagon, you mean? Oh, and Popa times out for GTS Motorsport. Nicky's still in front of Alan, so 3ID definitely gained a lot of time in that stint just then. Or the other way around, they lost a lot of time.
I think it's more to do with the overlap that 3ID get. They just get a few more laps out of the tyres at the end of their stint than Lowland Lions are getting currently.
Has just done a 2:41.6, which is not exactly leading pace. Dave Williams getting a OOS error there.
They're working that time around by the looks of it.
Let's hope. He's, I think, the 3rd person to join the 3ID GT2 car. Probably now taking over from Bartolotta after his adventurous puncture in lap. Probably they'll learn from that. Speedo is still very much going with brilliant tyres at the moment. They have fuel for it. They can really stretch it.
They've got plenty of laps left on those tyres, to be honest with you.
Still not sure about the colour of the skin. Kind of looks like a Smurf. I don't know.
I'd say that's a Smurf when it's not feeling so good. It's a bit pale for a Smurf.
It's a Smurf with leather stitching. That's what it looks like. But I haven't got the high-res version, obviously. So
yeah, well, that Smurf will have been in some accidents then. Presumably the one that it's trying to have.
Oh, just about saving it after Sean Williams crashing through the tyres. That was quite a save there.
Brilliant job from Sean Williams taking what is the optimal line that involves going flat through the middle of the tyres.
Sean Williams with his indicators on.
I think that was an apology, those indicators, saying, oops, I may have gone through all of the tyres and caused you to nearly die.
As Dennis Lind joins to take over from Ray Mooney in the Infinity GT1 car.
And there is David Williams now taking over for my 3ID GT2. He'll be running around the track for a bit. hopefully keeping the pace that Jesse Niemanen's had, which, you know, we've not really seen him for the past hour, which can only mean good things. No mistakes, pulling away further each time that Synergy made an error, which, looking at the left-hand side of their car at the end of the stint, was quite a few.
Yeah, indeed. We're joined in the commentary box by Lauris Matonis, who's driving for Core Racing today and has done a stint not that long ago. So, hey Lauris, how was your stint?
Now, good evening, everyone. Now, I might be named as the slowest guy of the race today, but yeah, as Packer really loves me. But yeah, it was an interesting stint. In the beginning, we had some nice fight with GTS. So yeah, a lot of action, and the other part of the stint as well went well as planned. Was a bit slow, but kept the car on track and didn't do mistakes. And now gave the car to Axel, and he's doing quite well after the timeout of GTS and the amazing three-way puncture for player zone.
How did you find the traffic situation with other GT2s and the GT1s?
GT1s were really nice. Well, I had some small accident with one GT1, which held me up. That's why the GTS team passed us. But then, yeah, all in all, it was good. I was really sorry for Angry Angus team, because we were too wide with, I don't remember who, but that might be GTS as well. So we slowed him down. But all in all, both GT1 and GT2 traffic was really well. Everyone's using brain, which is really important. And yeah, I didn't have any troubles with that.
Obviously, that's quite important when you see people going backwards, upside down into corners, trying to fight for positions. Are you planning to do any more stints?
Well, I'm not sure yet, I guess, because our stint plan is changing. We had a stint plan, but it has changed like 2 times since the start in both cars. So yeah, we'll see. It's still a long race to go. Might jump in the car for an hour or 2 more.
Do you think you can do something from where you are at the moment, positions-wise? Maybe gain a few places? Any aims for where you want to finish after 24 hours?
Well, of course, as high as possible, but top 10 would suit us, I guess. Not sure if we are good enough for top 5, but we'll see, because we still have Ben Keogh, who's going to drive for us, the secret weapon, and Christian Kistner as well, and Jonas Koskinen. So a lot of, well, not a lot, 2 fast and consistent drivers. So we'll see, time will show. But I guess, I'm not speaking for all the team, but I think top 10 would suit us well.
Anything you want to promote, talk about, greetings, I don't know, whatever?
Promote, well, this is a chance. From what I see, there are a lot of people watching this stream. Now, promote, I guess Ben Keogh wouldn't mind if I promote the Core Racing website. Oh, www.car-racing.com. Yeah. Well, anything else? Well, since I'm not the Core Racing driver, I'm just a guest driver, backup driver, called an evening before the race. So I should promote my own team, which didn't make it into the race, sadly, but hope next year we'll do better. So if you want, you can subscribe and follow us on Twitter, Wicked Racing Team. Well, I think that's it.
Thanks for the interview. Good luck for the rest of your race.
Cheers, guys.
Well, maybe we're gonna talk to you later again, or maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, no problem.
That was Lauris Matonis, and meanwhile on the track, something has happened, according to Boofy.
Well, one thing that we're definitely still waiting on is for Speedo GT1 to make their pit stop.
Yeah, exactly. The SR GT1 is in the pits with Sasha Riegler. Bert Lops has connected a while ago. Obviously take over the car from him. Also did the start, I think got SR back up to 4th. What means back up to 4th, he actually qualified 3rd for the race, from what I remember. And as I see, we're joined by Mira Rowty. Before I even get to talk about the rest of the race. Hello, Mira. So, what are you doing today?
I was turning off the stream, I didn't hear what you said.
I just said hello, and what are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Damn fine. Woke up, noticed MOA in 1 hour, turned on the stream and... Oh,
Driving for anyone?
no.
Did you just join because you're bored or something?
Not pretty much yet. I was planning to join the Commodore booth, so...
You kind of sound muffled, to be honest. And now it's better, but it's quiet. Better than nothing. I suppose Phil could turn you up.
Yeah, if you are struggling to hear Miro Rowty at the moment, I'm sure that any microphone issues he has will be resolved at some point in the near future.
Or not.
Or not, as the case may be, but they may well be. I'm just thinking wishfully here.
And as I just saw, the Czech LFS.net team car timed out from, I don't know which position they were. I think they actually were last or bottom from last in
They're
class
towards the back.
21. Somewhere in that region, yes. Still not nice to see people time out. I mean, now we're getting into first of all, times where people are getting fast internets, but also where a lot of people are using the internet, which can lead into dodgy connections. This or that way, really. I want anyone's time out here, but it's can never like just take that possibility out of the equation.
So, Mihaly is still circulating in first position, having yet to stop.
How we don't know. Probably gonna pit very, very soon.
Oh,
Coots has
Renault
connected,
Coots,
of
there we
course,
go.
Yeah.
So here is our pole sitter, getting ready to jump in the
Exactly.
car. If ever Speedo wanted to make a charge to establish themselves as the overall leaders, this is going to be the man to do it.
He's been proving in GT0 last season in MOE, in the last full season of MOE, in the 2 races he did at GT0, that he's actually quite good with the XR in the higher classes too. So probably gonna see quite a bit of pace from him. Very faint eyes on that Speedo car. I think they're probably not doing taking any chances by pushing it to the limit. Tire life.
No, he's going to carry on for another lap, just as he'd say that.
Oh god,
This is risky.
Didn't I?
I'm going to look the other way. Tell me what happens.
I'm gonna look the other way. I'm gonna hide under my desk.
Someone else, can you please tell us what happens? This is going to be painful. We can currently see the condition of Mihaly's tyres, whereas the viewers, you guys, you can't see the condition exactly, and they're cold, they're thin. I'm thinking that as soon as he comes up to... Well, in fact, that's the sort of corner that you've got to be worried about, those long right-handers. I'm just worried that his car's going to buckle under the pressure and spear off into a wall.
Actually, they're
And
not
then-
that bad. They're not that bad. They just look really bad because they were so cold. I think they're gonna last this lap, but I wouldn't exactly. I don't know.
They're already
Wanna
running it
use
slightly
them for much
riskily.
longer.
I mean,
The almighty Chris Wilkinson rejoins us. Oh my god, I
Hello,
cannot
Chris.
believe it. Hello, Wilco.
Folks.
Have you been lately?
Well, not good because I've just been
On the
looking at
server because you just
thanks
timed
to-
out.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks to my beautiful connection.
there we go again.
Attempt 2? Yes.
Is it working now?
Don't say it too soon. Don't jinx it.
No, I'm fine. I'm in. I'm happy. I can see, and I can see, in fact, how thin Speedo GT1's
Yeah.
tyres are.
It's nerve-wracking because if this works, they're going to be in a really strong position. But if it doesn't, then they're done. There are
No,
points
the
like
last,
this,
The last.
but there are points like this in a race where it can go one way or another, and it is defining the outcome.
They're doing
Oh.
almost 1 hour 10-minute stints on average, which is a lot here. I mean, it's not a high downforce tire saving track. It's actually quite hard on tires in some way.
Remember that
With a lot
Mark
of
popped
sides.
his tire here first stint.
Of course, and Mark Gassner had a puncture in the first stint, didn't he? So,
Yes, he did.
wishing their luck, but well,
Hey, I mean,
Got
they're
it.
coming around the last few corners here, and they do look acceptable. They've got plenty of heat in them. They're nice and they're not too thin. They're not. I've seen much thinner. Although saying that, I've seen much thinner pop. But get the final corner now. Everything looks fairly okay for Speedo racing here.
risk it for a biscuit.
Well, he certainly has risen.
And into
for a
the pit lane
biscuit.
now.
Under 80 kph pit speed limit. Pit. Sideways in the pit stall, but well, just the right angle to launch out of the with a new driver in a goods in the car.
Just curious.
The question
any better?
is, how close is
And Nicky
Nicky
Dakovic
Dakovic?
Entering the second to last corner now. There's the end of the pit stop, and surely,
Reino
surely,
is in the car. He's miles ahead this time.
surely that's got it.
He's done it without a doubt. He must have done it now.
Nicky goes over the curb just as Renault Coots engages second gear out of the pits, and
As
he's
I
got
thought,
quite a
Renault
decent gap
Coots
this time.
Speedo have got it, and like another thing, Renault Coots, he's the man that was quickest in qualifying. So if anyone can put up a fight for Speedo against that 3ID car, it's going to be Renault Coots. This could be the time to shine. With another long stint, they're only going to pull further ahead.
But 3ID are probably gonna reduce the gap, maybe even get to the point where they could attempt pass, but not sure that at this current time that they are like the effective leaders. I don't think so. No.
Oh, we've got an XRT in the XRR in the gravel trap. If nobody's noticed out of the first corner.
Oh my god, it's Sean's favourite place in the world. From Williams at it for HD Motorsports GT2.
Oh, and there
Oh,
we
and
go.
he
There's the
pits.
shift P.
That wasn't worth it at all,
It's not the first
Sean.
shift,
That
as a matter of
wasn't
fact,
third.
it's been-
That wasn't worth. It's the third one of this race, from what
Yeah.
I know.
Third.
Yes,
Yeah, I think it is.
we had number 88, number 47, and number 70 now.
Yes, you might be right. In fact, you are right.
Of course, yeah. I don't think Sean did the right thing there. He was only in turn one, and he basically. I don't know how long he was there already, but meh.
Yeah, he was incredibly deep in
The
the
one lap
actual-
penalty, I mean, every time you shift P or shift S, you're gonna get a lot one lap penalty, so it's something you want to avoid badly if you can.
a Shift P or Shift S for those of you that aren't LFS initiated. Is basically you transporting yourself instantly to the pit lane and rejoining the race. That does incur a 1 lap penalty here in Masters of Endurance. So Sean Williams and HT Racing have an uphill struggle now with 4 hours and 40 minutes gone.
Gonna have to see how Renault Coates, well, what pace he's on in the first few laps of his stint now. Jakovic has certainly closed in on the outlap, obviously, with the cold tires on that XR of Speedo Racing. Oh, I'm just being told, yeah, 3ID might have actually repaired the damage in the pit stop, but not sure, because they still have quite a lot, and I don't think they've been bashing about. Well, not quite a lot, but like a lot for having it repaired. Less than
I think you'd be seeing bigger gaps if they had.
It would be a bigger gap, yeah. So Phil is like hallucinating or something. Basically what you're saying, Oscar.
Yeah, the poor guy has just been pressing buttons for cameras though the whole time.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him.
Joining us now on this 24-hour of Aston broadcast is Christoph Karekes, who has been driving for Speedo GT2 and had a entertaining battle with Raptor Racing for a short while. Hello, Christoph.
Hi there.
How was your race? Shall we start off with the stints that you were driving? How did you find them?
Well, I had a few problems with GT1s and blue flaggers. Their behavior needs some changes because they don't know at all what to do at certain situations. But I think I was doing my fastest times in my first stint. That's why I could catch up with Raptor Racing.
Yeah, we saw that you did you mentioned your problems with GT1 cars. You had one major contact just after you'd had the battle with Raptor Racing that left some considerable front left damage on your car and left the GT1 car flailing about a little bit. Do you want to tell us what happened there?
In my first stint, that was the same accident with the same team at the same corner, and I indicated that he won't get into that turn as he wanted, so I got to the middle of the track and tried to sign not to pass me.
Okay, sorry to cut you off there, but Renault Coates and Niki Dakovic trading paintwork for the lead of this race. Niki Dakovic obviously with a lot more pace under his car at the moment, the FZR the faster of the two, but Renault Coates putting up a huge fight, going side by side through some of the most challenging corners on the circuit. Niki Dakovic will be at the disadvantage now. Having a draft through this part of the track means that you just fall off. You might make an attempt to time it to catch back onto the back of Renault Coots and fight for the lead of this race. As we know, Renault Coots does have that little bit in hand with its pit stop strategy at the moment. Anyway, seeing as that's calmed down briefly, I might cut you off again should they close up. But yeah, there's been mixed reports of GT1 mixing with GT2 race etiquette today, but it's always one of those things that comes up, and it's more the responsibility of the GT1, but everyone's got to look out for each other on the track. And was it just one or two cars, or is the whole GT1 field causing you a problem?
It's just one car, actually, that gravel dude. He just can't estimate where to pass the GT2s. It was like 2 meters to the corner, and he thought it would be smart to dive bomb me, and then I flat spotted my tires and I did a 1 lap shorter stint, which made us fall a bit.
Yeah, on a final note, did you want to say anything about the rest of your race? Have you got a strategy set in place for the team, and are you in any way going to be trying to function and work with the Speedo Racing GT1 counterparts, despite the fact that they are currently obviously encapsulated in their own battle for the lead?
Well, everything goes as we wanted. GT1 is doing great. I see there's a battle going on still, and we hope to keep the first place. It's gonna be a tough one.
Yep.
For the GT2, we would like to catch Raptor, as we think it's possible.
Yeah, here comes Nicky Jakovic again, looking to the outside of Renault Coots. I think he's going to have it done before the corner. Is Renault going to try and hold on? Yes, he is, but Nicky's got it done now. I find it hard to believe that Renault is going to fight back from this one. He's got the draft though. Will he have a look? Nicky is covering the corner. And there's Coots down the inside. That was a very late braking manoeuvre. Lots and lots and lots of contact. We're being told that Dennis Lin's had a small off in some of the sweeping corners during the lap. So Renault Coots has fought his way back past Nicky Jakovic. He's the slower of the two cars, but he definitely doesn't give up in a fight. This may all let Alan Tershik pull in a little bit closer. I'll have to look back to that one. On a final note then, Christoph, before I get back to covering the battle for the lead, where do you aspire to be by the end of the race in for Speedo GT2?
Well, with the current standings, we would like second place at least.
Setting the targets high, just as the GT1 team is. It was really great to talk to you. I wish Speedo Racing the best of luck throughout the rest of the race. Hope to see you in the car again.
Thank you, I will be there soon.
Okay, and there we have Nicky Jakovic making another dive bomb. Whew. That was a bit cleaner than Renault doing it earlier on in the lap.
I don't
no
think he was
contact
very
made.
happy about that move from Renault.
No, he wasn't. There's definitely a bit of presence there, wasn't there? Nicky just throwing one down the inside.
I would have loved to see both turning, because then there would have been a nice chance for that epic physics bug when the XRs just flip over the top of others.
Yeah, and for the first time, my camera angle showing all of the top three in the GT1 class in the same shot. We are nearly 5 hours into this race. Nearly 5 hours. And the top three must be covered by just under 2 seconds at present in the GT1 class. It's absolutely incredible stuff.
The player zone car now in turn 1.
I think Nicky Jakovic is going to be okay with it.
Be okay with it, but the other two might catch them in the hairpin, which is...
Well, Alan Tershik is about to make a move on Renault Coots. He's got the run through turn 1 there. Indeed he has. There is Alan Tershik to the outside. We've seen that Renault Coots is very, very aggressive. Alan Tershik just
plays nicely moving out of the way there.
Nice bit of racecraft from the GT2 car, just not wanting to involve himself in this battle. I think Alan Tershik's got that one sold now, much better through this part. The rear engine, rear wheel drive FZR's much faster at this stage during the stint. And Renault Coots really just needs to settle down a little bit and start turning consistent laps. He's gone and damaged. No, he hasn't. That's damage that Speedo have had for a while now. But fighting his way through, fighting against everything that comes at him. somewhat hopelessly.
Actually, I think Renault could have damaged his toe with Nicky, actually, because
It
that
looks like it. There's a
damage
bit more.
wasn't there before.
There's a bit more damage there, but I don't know. I mean, when you make moves like that,
Yeah,
you've got to expect
he's gonna
that.
hold the car. He's gonna hold the wheel to the right, go straight. Oh.
Tell you
They
what,
have to
their
repair
long stint's
damage.
not going
That
to work.
is gonna cost him a lot of time.
Well, there you go. That's what happens. It's an endurance race. You don't need to be all risque like that. And he just threw one up the inside. You know, annoying Nicky Dakovic, and quite rightly. There was no need for that move and no need for the contact that was made. All of it Renault Kutz's fault. Yeah, you can really see him struggling to hold it on the line at the moment, struggling with the car. You are right, Tommy. That damage must have been picked up recently.
Into one direction and it's gonna absolutely snap onto the other, so it's not gonna be nice to drive whatsoever.
Yeah, it's going to struggle through right-handers and it's going to struggle through left-handers. Only it's going to be trying to collect the car instead of wrestling it through on the understeer. Number 63 FXR is in the pit lane.
Well, that FXR has been redesigned as well, looking at it.
Yeah, I'm presuming that they've had to fix damages
It's a
on
new
that
open
because it's
wheel version.
it's been in most of the walls on the track so far. And there you see it, Renault Kutz's lap compared to Nicky and Alan Terzic was nearly 3 seconds slower.
He's in an absolute new situation now with the car handling completely different to what he practiced with, I bet you. Has to turn it looked like he had to turn a lot in turn 1 to actually go right.
Well, it's the right-handers that he's understeering in and the left-handers that he's oversteering in, so... And the nature of this track and the nature of his setup, that's absolutely going to ruin the strategy, ruin the times, and possibly ruin Speedo's race.
He had to turn... I think he's trying to compensate for oversteer with understeer and the other way around. Could work, but I don't think it's going to work the whole time. They're probably going to just try and do the best in this stint and then repair damage now.
Yeah, it could work for the sakes of tyre management, but it won't work for the sakes of pace, and yeah, they're going to have to do all of the work that they did to get that lead coming out the pit lane all over again by the looks of it. One story that is unfolding slowly but surely, and that is Marius Golombek for Raptor Racing has closed the gap on David Williams. This is the GT2 1 and 2. Golombek really has improved in
pretty
pace.
Sure that's because the GT2 free ID car has repaired damage some point earlier.
And so it is. But Golombek is lapping almost a second faster at the moment.
Alan Terzic now turning the heat up. Nicky Dakovic with that R2 R3 setup of his. Who's like to take the draft of the Savage Sim sports car.
A really solid performance from Alan Terzic at the moment. Taking the fight to 3ID.
With his oversteer loving nature he has, that he can use the rears a lot compared to the fronts.
Not that he looks to be doing.
Doesn't
Not
look
driving
like
it on the
but
rears
then-
particularly.
Well, yeah, but
although granted, for the tyres to look that equal with different compounds does mean that you are overheating one more than the other. So he is definitely driving it on the rears in such a way that's delicate enough for us to not notice. Oh, he's overcooked that corner though.
Oh no. Let's see how much opposite lock he's gonna need in the next one. Oh, about
Sideways.
100 degrees to be exact.
Yeah, just as soon as he turned in there, the dirt on
Look
his
at
tyres.
the Speeder Racing left front tyre. That is absolutely on fire.
Well, as was expected with that damage, he's going to struggle,
Yeah.
and by struggle I mean do very badly. He's crawling round compared to even the people behind him in class at the moment. Renault Coots, who should really have been the strongest for that team, is currently the one who's going to be their downfall. And joining us now in the commentary box for an interview is Jack Basford, who is one of the drivers for My3ID today. Hello Jack, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
Yeah, how has your race been so far? If you can give us the point of view from both the GT1 and GT2 car, that would be great.
Alright.
If not, then
I
just...
don't really know anything about the GT1 race at the moment, but GT2 was exciting, the start. It's always fun starting on pole here. You get drafted into turn 1.
Yeah.
And, sorry. Yep. We had some exciting moments in that first stint. Going into the first hairpin, I took the inside line. Whoever was in the lead at the time changed his line during the braking zone and forced me to crash into him. And then someone else drove into the rear of my car, spun me around. And then I found myself 5th after the first 2 turns. So
Yeah.
that was great.
Fortunately, it's lift for speed and not iRacing, so you can take a few taps like that
Yeah.
without being forced into the pit lane, as I'm sure you and quite a few of your teammates will know from various larger league races you've done over there in the past 12 months.
Don't even have to touch on there, you just fly.
Yeah, you just end up
Just
in a
take
wall,
off.
end up in a wall,
And yeah,
and all
someone
of the
in the sky.
suspension's fallen off.
Yep.
Things such as that. But you're currently leading in the GT2 class, and so far as I'm aware, you're still leading in the GT1 class as well. Yes, you are.
I think it's quite close in GT1. I don't
In
know.
fact, you've just been overtaken by Alan Terzic. I've missed that. So, Lowland
Yeah.
Lions have taken the lead from My3ID and Niki Dakovic. And I
Alright.
think that Alan Terzic's going to pull away and hold on to this one for a while, so I'll come back to the interview. In GT2, however, you've been pretty dominant for the past 2 or 3 hours, where no one's really been near enough
Yeah.
to make a challenge.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than we expected though. I mean, the pace that people are doing is really good. Taking us by surprise a bit. So I'm not saying we thought it would be easy, but we just thought, you know, we were prepared for this, and turns out other guys were as well. So yeah, it's been a good race so far. Really close. It's only 4 seconds between us and Raptor Gaming at the moment.
Yeah, Marius Gollenbeck is putting on a pretty impressive show for Raptor at the moment.
He was really good in qualifying yesterday as well.
Yeah, he's putting in the times. I mean, he's closed up the gap. I'm not sure if, with, you know, various other drivers jumping in the car and other driver changes and the strength of both teams as a whole, they'll be able to latch onto you properly. But, you know, definitely doing a good job at the moment, especially of keeping with you guys at My3ID.
Of course, Marius is a My3ID driver as well.
Yeah, so I guess you could view it as a My3ID 1-2 at present. Obviously, Raptor is made up predominantly of non-3ID drivers, but Marius being drafted into them for this race.
I'm guessing he's not racing pro in 50 minutes.
Yeah, I've just had a Phil Diaz talking in my ear, saying that oh, you're talking on stream. You're talking on stream. I knew that, obviously. The thing is, Phil, I can't tell when you are talking on stream and when you're not. Yeah, Nicky Dakovic looks to be applying the pressure once again. He fell back a bit, but he's held onto it, and Alan Tershik's gone wide. Just go grant Nicky the draft. So here we go. That's contact.
Contact with Nicky?
Yeah, contact.
What?
Nicky just made a bit of contact there, and
that's unusual.
Nearly sent off the Hellenic Racing Team GT2 car. And if they had gone off, then well, yeah, I wouldn't have liked to see the outcome. There's Nicky, another spirited dive, and he's pushed Alan Tershik flat off the track there. Made contact in the middle of the corner. It was a rough move, but I don't think an unfair one. Alan Tershik with all of the work to do again.
Just started a civil war in Bosnia.
I'm not even going to go into that one, I don't think.
I wouldn't mind starting one in Britain, either.
I don't think we'd be up to it, to be honest.
I wasn't very happy with Isaac's chop on me for the lead.
Yeah.
I think I was fully alongside. It was pretty much identical to what happened to Hamilton and Massa in India. And he just gave me the total chop, turned completely in like I wasn't even there.
Of course, that was a relatively unresolved issue too, with both sides to an argument, so...
We had to repair our suspension thanks to that.
Well, I guess on a positive note though, you've repaired your suspension and still retained the lead, so...
Well, we actually lost out quite badly because of that, because I had a bit of a spin afterwards. And then Jesse's taken over and our pace has been down on what it should be. And now we've repaired it, so we've lost a lot of time because of that.
Yeah, well, as is the way with all races like this, incidents happen at fault of many drivers.
Can't drive. He cannot race wheel to wheel. That's just a fact.
Isaac, unfortunately, he gets a lot of bad press for that. Like, this is a more personal note.
He deserves it, frankly.
Like, everyone has dodgy races, me, you included, where bad moves are made. This might just be one for Isaac, and granted, you know, he's had a few. I've had a few who hasn't, and if this is one of them, it's unfortunate, but I mean, he never does anything.
It's not unfortunate, it's stupid.
He never does anything intentionally, I don't think. He makes maybe more mistakes than you're making in this instance.
Just don't say enough to dig your own grave, because there's 19 hours left.
It's not
Isaac will have a bumper.
It's not a me versus him thing. He just can't race wheel to wheel.
Well,
it's the same in every
I'll take
league
your
I've
word for it. I've not been
in.
on the track. I've been watching the track for the past 3 or so hours whilst I've been in the commentary box, and you know, I can't really put out much of a spirited argument against you at the moment. You've been out there racing against the guy. I haven't. You know, I guess there's always two sides to an argument. We're listening to yours now. It's just as valid as anyone else's, including Isaac's. But
it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, so don't worry too much.
We'll leave that one alone, though. We'll leave that one alone. I mean, this is an event where everyone's in it to be both competitive and to have fun. So I think whilst there's allowed to be a bit of competition like that and a few dodgy moves, there's no need for people to get too mean-spirited or, as you say, tongue-in-cheek about it. Everyone's doing their best, and lots of people make mistakes. I mean, I've seen people off in the gravel when really they probably should have kept more consistent lines and things like that, and whilst it doesn't affect your race...
Don't worry, you don't have to justify it. I'm just voicing my opinion that I think Isaac Price cannot race wheel to wheel. He always turns into the car that's next to him, as if they're not there and they're just going to disappear.
That's okay. So I feel that it's not worth my while asking your aspirations for a 3ID the rest of the race. I'm assuming that you're going for the wins all round.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean,
Right.
undoubtedly we'll get a disconnect at some point. We've got 3 guys with dodgy connections in GT2.
Well,
And GT1, we've got a couple of guys that are questionable as well, you know, connections.
you said it, not me. So if you do through jinxing, no one come knocking on my door.
Well, yeah, last time I vanished. I was invisible for a while, so... We're not...
We have that image.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the lag issues that you do have with lift speed in any simulator, they come up. You have a few issues here and there. Hopefully, it'll all go well for you, and you won't have to fight from, shall we say, more unfortunate circumstances to fight through a field. But fingers crossed, it all goes well for you. Fingers crossed, you achieve the goals that you're setting out to achieve today, and best of luck with the
Our goals
rest of...
are just to have fun, really, you know? Just turn up, enjoy it, and
Yeah.
follow Isaac Price.
Of course.
Yeah.
You've done an absolutely brilliant job of that. Hopefully you can do just as well with your driving. If you don't, unfortunately...
Oh, where did that come from?
Yeah,
Strange voice,
there is a
encouraging me
demon
to
voice.
plug
See,
IGP
this is my
Manager.
point. This is my point with Philip Diaz, is that sometimes that he's on the stream, sometimes he's not, and I haven't got a clue which is which, so...
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're being
he's
told
just
to plug
reminded me
IGP.
to tell everyone to check out igpmanager.com. It's a Grand Prix manager game. Build your own team. I spent nearly 3 years of my life working on it. So check it out, and if you like it, sign up for a subscription.
Yeah, I can publicly admit to everybody that Phil Diaz finished outside of the points in today's LFS IGP League. So, he may have seen that already. In all fairness, Tommy, you finished behind me and I was about 18th. So,
I can't even race.
Well,
Yeah.
see, what I try to do is I got a driver named Hugo Diaz. Has my last name, but it has Hugo, so I was
I
like,
see what
maybe
you did
it'll
there.
have the Hugo Lewis pace.
Yeah.
and that's worked out for you for about half a race, hasn't it, so far?
Yeah, I hired him. Next thing I know, he's retiring. So,
Well, little insider information. We don't base the speed at all on the driver names.
well, that's no fair.
Well, Phil,
I know.
what you've done there is
Alright, what I'll
made
do
a
then-
horrendous
Should have done
mistake.
that.
I'll add a 10% speed advantage for anyone called Hugo.
That was what I thought was going
Oh,
to happen.
yeah, obviously there's a bug I need to patch.
Well, guys,
Just,
you've heard it. You've heard it
Oscar.
here first. That Hugo IGP. That is your first or surname. I don't think it'll be a surname, but if it's the first name of your driver, you're on for some good results. Unless you Phil Diaz and just can't do it properly.
You should 100% anyone with the name
Jonathan.
I'll just clarify that what I said may or may not be true.
May or may not. Well,
Yeah.
nice to keep a bit of mystery in there for us.
Yeah, suspense.
Yeah. Like I say, best of luck for 3ID the rest of your race. Hopefully, you won't run into Isaac Price or any other drivers that you'd like to come on later on and talk about somewhat
I don't
openly.
want to come on anyone.
Thank goodness we're past a curfew on that one.
Yep.
Thanks
Just
for
past
that.
9. No
How
problem.
convenient. Anyway, best of luck to you. Thanks for keeping us entertained for a few minutes here. And
Okay.
talk to you soon.
Good luck everyone, enjoy your 24-hour race, and watch out for Isaac Price.
That sums that up.
Somewhat, doesn't it?
I think he has a soft spot for him. He might like him.
I think so
Oh, no,
too.
yeah.
It's just it's obvious.
It's one of those things, like, if ever, people out there, this is quite a personal insight, if ever you've really liked someone in such a way that you want to be in a relationship with them, you almost go about being mean to them. It's
Going
flirting
too
in a
far
way.
here.
It's flirting in a way, and what we may have just experienced there is Jack Basford flirting inadvertently with Isaac Price. It's even more worrying than if he was actually trolling him, but say no more. Let's get back to the racing and ignore that small
So,
pointer.
Oscar, I think you've just given Jack another reason to come back on it. To
What,
insult
have a
you.
go at me? Yeah.
Yes.
Probably. It's quite difficult. I'm meant to remain impartial, but don't really want any specific drivers getting pinpointed on a live broadcast. But some things you can't avoid. It's worth the risk of live interviews. It does happen.
Well, it looks like Renault Kutz's managed to... He hasn't repaired damage, has he? He's kind of managed to find a way how to drive that car. He's now doing okay split times again.
Yeah, he's also got his tyre temperatures back under control. Or at least balanced, so...
I suppose he will probably maybe repair it either in the pit stop or whenever he's giving the car over to someone else, if they're going to repair it at all.
Well, I mean, Renault Coots he's obviously not an untalented driver. It's taken him a while, but he's readjusted himself to how the car currently drives. I mean, granted, somewhat through his own fault that it currently drives like this, with a, shall we say, a questionable dive bomb on Nicky Dakovic earlier on.
Could say that, yeah.
But, you know, granted, he's lost a certain amount of time, but he's pulling it back now. He's trying to hold together his race. I mean, Speedo GT1 are going to have a bit more work to do, but we're still not even a quarter of the way into this race, so if they do have work to do, they've got plenty of time to be doing it in. As Robin Friscops joins the server, which means the Lowland Lions car is about to get a new driver.
So we're gonna see now 1 hour 20 minutes stints from the Lowland Lions car. Robin Friscops always manages to go like 10 minutes longer than everyone else in that team.
Oh my god! That is off!
Him and Raptor!
Both front tyres! Both front tyres have gone. Both front tyres have gone. That is an absolute nightmare for Lowland
Lions. What about
Lions.
the Raptor car? Is that gonna get out there?
Well, the Raptor car looks like it's had a puncture as well. So they've both locked
front
up.
tyres gone on that as well.
They've both locked up, crashing into each other. Both lost the front tyres because of the stage of the stint.
That will surely protest.
I didn't see enough of it to see whose fault it was. Oh, and Alan Terzic has just gone straight on. There is no front grip in that car.
Obviously, with no front tyres,
you
can ask Toro Rosso drivers if you believe that no front tyres give you grip.
In all fairness, they did have the added bonus of having no front wheels or suspension either, but
they still turned right.
Well, you've got to make an attempt,
even
if it is
having massive problems there, just as much as Alan. I wouldn't be surprised if that results in a protest, because they're going to do a damage repair as well. Look at that suspension.
That's gone. It's badly an understatement.
But at least he's doing a good job of keeping out of the way of everyone. And no one's done that yet. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good line to avoid people.
No, and just to get this one out to Jack Basford, that neither Isaac Price or Isaac Price was involved in that accident. Probably leave that one alone, but still. I'll stick to it.
That is gonna give both free ID cars another boost.
Comfortable lead. Think about it. Speedo and GT1 are going to lose a lot of time with damage repairs and having dropped off during this stint. Lowland Lions are now going to be miles away. Marius Gollenbeck is now going to be miles away for Raptor. So
very strange situation to the left-right. All I saw was Marius being turned around and Alan really having no more room to the inside. No idea if he dive bombed or something. Wasn't quite following that.
So now that's going to happen really is my 3 IDs race to lose, which will only really happen through the foresighted timeouts from Jack Basford.
I mean, he's been talking about his adventures from the last time he's driven in this race, but we of course don't want stuff like that to happen, especially because invisible cars are so hard to broadcast.
This is very true, and there is Alan Terzic in the pit stop, not repairing damages. Apparently, Marius Gollenbeck's having a few issues at the moment as well. In fact, he's gone straight on.
Tires.
That's an interesting place to crash. Well, obviously with front punctures.
That car has. Ooh. I have to peel.
I think he's got to repair damage, really.
Yeah, surely.
I was expecting for Alan to also repair damage, but he's left it on.
Here we go. When Frisk stops in the car now.
Robin's going to have to do some pretty impressive driving to get anywhere from there.
Oh, car stuck in turn 1. Mafia Racing stuck in turn 1, mousing it out.
Well, they stick at it for longer than Sean Williams did. We missed it because there were 2 cars with double front punctures. So there is Bertoni for Mafia Racing, mousing it out. In real life, drivers can move their hands this quickly, if you are wondering. Full lock to full lock in but a moment.
In real life, you can also change gear with a sequential gearbox with witchcraft, cause they never use the gear lever. Oh, but they are bunch of cars coming, guys.
They're just going to keep their foot in it and suddenly find grip. But they've got a gap now, it's fine.
Okay, they've got a nice gap now. Yeah, there we go. Change back to wheels, son. Yup, exactly like that.
That's the way you do it.
How you do it when you don't want to shift P and you have a chance to get out.
We've got Kevin Loy back in the car.
For epic 8-shifter action on livestream.com/LXO if you want to watch him with his racing gloves. I suppose he still has them.
Mittens.
His cat and his shifter.
Please do. I mean, I've been watching a bit of Kevin Loy earlier on, and it's brilliant to see how much his hands are at work. He's a very oversteery driver, and obviously is working a H-shifter, working a clutch as well. 900 degrees of rotation, I believe. Very, very good to watch. If you've not ever tried it yourself, this guy makes it look almost effortless.
I like how the small gap cars are being crashed into now to create other small gaps. Kind of action-wise results. Oh, we have actually got a battle for third in GT1 with SR and Conquest.
Didn't think I was going to be saying that today with the dominance of the top three, but there you go.
Bert Knops versus Piotr Goik for Conquest, obviously. SR had special theme 10 years of Sonic Realms livery.
If only we could commentate. If only we could commentate this next lap in 8-bit. And if you got that, then you're old. Or me. Or someone that has an interest in video games. Or generally quite a large audience of people.
Going by the Speedo GT2 XR. And I'm probably gonna lose a bit of time there, Conquest, because whoa,
Or not.
bit of running wide.
Bert Knox taking what is known officially as the drift line through that set of corners.
All the sideways. Conquest is probably not gonna manage to overtake him. Look at those tires, they're not far away from pit stop whatsoever. Oh, and Mikko just timed out after taking over for Synergy from 4th place. Oh.
That's not gone well.
Oh, that's...
Isaac was still in the server though. He just
Isaac
rejoined.
was still in the server, luckily, because he just
Yeah.
had taken over, but that is absolutely heartbreaking for them, I guess, because they already had to repair damage.
Bad news for Jack Basford though.
Well,
How
I
far
think
up
we
the
should,
pits
I think we
was
should
Mikko?
lay that topic aside, really.
Yeah. We probably should, but I don't know.
Make blood
I
boil.
won't mention any names, but certain attitudes have left a bitter taste in my mouth.
Well,
It's
don't know what to reply to that.
it's I don't know. Just opinionated opinions being thrown at each other from catapults. Piotr Goik
So
going
that
very sideways.
promotes... Oh no, wait, I fail. I can't even count. If I'm right, then that means all the cars behind them, like Jenna and so on, move up one position. I'm not quite sure how far or how much they lost through that time out.
I believe that seeing as they got going straight away, they're currently, the first car up ahead of them is Mikovic for Infinity GT2. I think. Don't quote me on that though, I'm not 100% sure. Sounds like we've just had someone off in turn 1. Indeed we have. Who is that going off?
According
It was
to the track of
Conquest.
this,
It was Conquest. It was Goik. So
GT1.
Yep. He's just fallen quite a way away from that battle with Bert Knops. and his
Oh,
tyres
lucky
didn't.
you didn't get a puncture.
Yeah, exactly. His tyres didn't look like they particularly wanted to be sliding, but I think it was more that he lost it hitting the gravel, so he's not damaged his tyres any further. But with dirt on them, he's just going to have to creep it back round, I think. And yeah, Garbalowski's on the server now, so he's going to pit at the end of this lap.
One of the future battles to watch, I suppose, in GT1 was going to be the battle for 5th between
Which is
Lanzarote Racing Team and Infinity Esports, with Dennis Lind behind the wheel, who are on a bit of a comeback drive after being last.
Yeah, doing a good
1
job.
hour mark.
I noticed how you decided to kindly avoid trying to pronounce the surname of the Lanzarote Racing Team driver.
Spiazzu, I don't even know.
Azpiazzu. Azpiazzu, I think.
It starts with A and ends with U.
I believe it's Azpiazzu.
U
But
even.
If you say it fast enough,
Sorry.
no one will know you're saying it wrong.
Phil, that's what you think.
Of course.
What from, I don't know. That is, yeah, the Lowland Lions car made an extra pit stop to repair damage. But they were actually meant to do it.
that might just have been Robin not being happy enough with the car's handling with the damage
Yeah, I
it had.
guess. I mean, if it's a new driver who's not used to the damage at all, he's not gonna be very happy with the car handling completely different. Has unfortunately dropped the back miles behind even anyone, actually. Down in 7th now. Behind Infinity. Obviously they all haven't pitted. All people in front of them, but gonna help them. Bike in the pits after his turn 1 off-road adventures. Gonna be taken over by Gabolewski. This time he's behind the wheel in this race, from what I know.
Whoa, Dennis. Lanzarote pits.
Oh yeah, LRT in the pits. That means Dennis Lind is obviously taking 5th place.
So apparently Dennis Lind had a moment, and
Who
who knows?
To replicate the move from his teammate with some great talent and a few excursions for the tyres.
Well, if he keeps his
Yes, you
foot in
can.
it, he might be able to get the overlap on Lanzarote Racing Team here. Please take that 5th position.
Bit compromised now with the GT2s in front of him. Very hard to find something to have going on a track that's really exciting. The most exciting thing happening in the past 2 minutes, a new driver for LFS Hungary, Yevotov, which we have 2 of in this race, driving for 2 different teams. A new fastest lap for GT2 from 3ID, 2:46.96.
Like they need it at their present and gap to
it's just
everyone else.
proving it to themselves, really, isn't it? Gassner joining for Speedo GT1. Over from
An early
Coates. We'll see if they repair the damage. I think they should reply to that damage. That would probably end the penalty.
But they're stopping before Niki Dakovic.
Far before, but they're obviously seeing that they're losing massive amounts of time with damage, so it's probably not a bad choice since there's, well, over 18 hours left to go. I find it almost unbelievable. I feel like I've been sitting here for half a year. Nicky also in the pits. Free ID actually reacting to Speedo there.
Renault Coates parking interestingly. They're right in front of Niki Dakovic, making him
It's not
work
against
for the
the rules, it's not very sportsmanlike though, but you can't really say anything against that. Of course it was intentional, but but that's fine.
I think Renault Coates currently has an absolutely massive smile on his face.
And Joe Holmes joins.
Or Joe Holmes, if you're into that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Could also pronounce it in a Spanish way.
Oh! There was just some massive contact between Genuine Racing and Conquest GT1.
Oh dear.
Going through fast left-hander in the second sector.
I didn't even know the stint button for my own team, that's bad. I only know I'm not on it.
As Gassner leaves the pits for Speedo Racing. Now we've got Tiger Express Motorsports off. Exit turn 1.
Oh god. I think they are actually last, in class by a lot actually. Yeah.
That was Andries Pavas taking to the green
Probably
stuff
the
there.
only keyboard driver in this race, it has to be mentioned. He's not usually not bad on his keyboard. Looking around with his buttons. But
he's got fast fingers, is that Pavas?
it's not hard to drive a slow car with lots of grip with keyboard stabilized. So that's what I used to do at the start of when I started LFS.
And someone's gone off in the last corner. I'm tabbing through
Oh,
who it
LFS
is.
France GT2.
And Laszlo has timed out number 29 car.
That is LFS. Check LFS.net again, so luck's not getting better for them at all. They were on last before that time, and it's not going to be any higher now. Free ID, GT2 into the pits somewhere. Yeah, just coming around the bend down the hill. About to go through the chicane. Two-wheeling action, as you would expect from the XR.
Well, they've got nearly 2 pit stops in hand on the guys back in second, Speedo.
I don't know, it seems like on the start Free ID had a lot of bad luck in my opinion, but then it looks like everything's been handed to them since the 3rd hour. They had amazing luck at the moment. Well, not just luck. They
Well,
also had to work for it.
Lowland Lines definitely helped them out by taking themselves and the second place GT2 cars out.
So Holmes takes over out of the pits. And Speedo, who've done their pit stop a few laps earlier, are just not even around the second to last corner, so they have an absolutely huge lead. Careful, not crossing. Oh,
Andres Pavas!
Just lost it on a straight.
I think what he wants is a power nap.
Oh, those tyres are hot. Which could be from the slide, though. Ooh, but that, I was really scared he was gonna just spin across the track and completely take someone out.
You've still got some back-running GT1s coming through now.
Oh dear. Oh, Cybolt spun in the last corner. 47. It's Cravale Racing, or yeah, that
Cravel.
team. Ever. It's 2 E's, so it's Cravale. Gravel.
Well, no. What was it? It's gravel, but with a K, so Cravel.
Meh.
I'm doing what I was told, that's all.
The hell told you that?
Dennis Lynch, to be completely honest, so you're probably right. Don't tell him I said that!
Isn't he driving right now?
Yes.
Oh, he'll never know that.
The
Martin
perfect
Seppem
crime.
joining for the team that is HT Motorsports, but I almost forgot the name.
Oh, and LFS France are having an off-road excursion in turn 1.
Oh no. They're just off, just in the last corner. All
Yes.
that left rear tyres on fire. Didn't mean to
Not
rhyme
physically.
that.
You're like a German Wordsworth. And anyone who got that is as sad as I am.
Well said, I can confirm this.
Thanks, Tommy. You make me feel so much better about myself.
But Nops for SRGT1 still outgoing on that set of tyres. SRGT1 also one of the few cars who haven't got much suspension damage without repairing damage.
I'm just interested. The VRT car of Fernandez in GT2. How long has he been driving, and how long does it look like a bulldozer?
I'm not sure. I don't think. Oh, Wilco's timing out again. I don't think Fernandez has been driving for that long in that virtual racing team car, but the aero pack, let's call it, on that car has been like that for a few hours now.
He's lucky the front's not scraping. It's just been compressed.
Shorter wheelbase, it's more agile.
What they've done is that they've put the whole of the front end into a WinRAR folder and compressed it.
They are in a position. Wait. They are in 10th.
Nice.
So they're in the top 10 actually. That's pretty good. Even FXR after
Well,
5.5
they're also
hours.
the top car that's not an XRR.
It's quite amazing if you consider there are things called FZRs in this race. I'm always scared when they go through the chicane though, because it doesn't matter what line they take, they always look like they're gonna topple over.
With a wheelbase like that, it's hardly surprising. It's like watching a double-decker bus go through there.
Alright, in saying that, the almighty Chris Wilkinson has returned from an unknown place. He's just sitting here.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Booker.
You don't really want to know the place, but yes.
Oh my god.
Was it the
Sounds like
toilet?
that, I really don't.
It may have been. I'm not going to elaborate any further.
Dennis.
We do
That
actually
means
have a
yes,
map
ladies and gentlemen.
completely overlooking, seemingly.
And that is
That is in GT2, and it's between Kirsten, who is driving for Car Game, and Pierre, who is driving for LFS France, the two FZRs, as a matter of fact. And Almaraz is just there, who's just made contact with Kirsten, actually, just to make it a little bit more interesting.
Almaraz, I believe, is ahead of both of them.
I believe so on the server, but
they're ahead on the track as well.
they are
Yeah.
on the tracker as well.
He is in 11th, and LFS France is in 13th and 14th, respectively, for Car Game and LFS.
Yep, and LFS France has just made the move there, keeping his foot in around the outside of the kink, giving the inside for the right-hander. And
Here's Kirsten, oh.
here comes Kirsten, no, back at him. Yep, back down the inside.
Ooh,
into
and
the uphill
Lanzarote waiting there. Ooh.
Yeah,
They're
Lanzarote there
probably
just sitting,
they're
waiting.
looking for a way to go, but they just don't have a gap to
He's
do
never
it.
gonna get through there, is he? He's never gonna get through there. They're both going side by side.
Oh!
Oh, he's gone again!
Oh,
Contact!
contact!
And LFS France there.
Amazing.
Oh, well.
In the wars, they've been off the track twice by themselves, and now they get run into by a GT1.
Run off the track.
Well, I think it was just wrong place at the wrong time for the both of them there, wasn't it? And 3 cars were never going to fit through there, and well, there
He
we
just
are.
got a bit of a slide on the LRT car. That was
So
just.
then,
Oh, Dennis Lind! Oh.
can I elaborate, Dom?
Almost taking out the VRT FXR, going up the hill, trying to lap it over the grass. I'm not sure if. I guess there was a gap once, but it kind of disappeared very quickly.
Well, it's not a conventional line, but it's a line nonetheless.
Yeah, but he always slid back into the track into him at like 250 kph, Oscar.
That happened. In fact, it's happened a number of times this race. So,
Anyway, seeing as I've been away for about an hour and a half,
you missed Jack Basford.
I was going to say, would you like to give, maybe Dom, because he's been here the entire time, would you like to maybe update anybody who's just come, such as me, about what's happened over the past, over the entire race, really?
Well,
Doctor,
let's
I
say
don't
the most mentionable thing that happened not that long ago is the GT1 second place. I took out the GT2 second place car, giving 3ID a pretty comfortable lead in both classes now. Speedo Racing's had a few adventures with 3ID, getting some damage, pitting early, together with 3ID, so they won't be like on different strategies and everything is predictable, I suppose. Well, what else did we have? We had lots of people spinning.
Jack Basford being angry.
Jack Basford being angry at an unnamed person.
I've been told to not go into it ever again.
Yes, you have, and you're not going to.
I'm not.
Battle between Angry Angus Racing and some team that has busted in the name. Usually drafting biters on the straight. Sparta versus. Oh my god, I won't pronounce that name in my whole life.
I think it's Sparta and Saki.
I don't know. Because that accent over the S, what does that mean? Or is it over the A? No, it's over the A.
Yes, it's over the A.
Oh, I almost said
I
us.
can't help but think you two are missing the point here.
They're having a battle.
No, are they?
Which name is that? Fernandez?
Oh, it's number 37.
So this is towards the back of the
Saki.
GT1 field, and
Saki, something.
Sparta just made a little mistake, but I think he's going to hold on to the position. Saki does not have the draft at this stage, so Sparta is going to hold on to that one. And this is for 9th place overall.
He's my teammate. I'm supposed to know his second name.
Well,
Chucky.
it's like the 20 cars pulling away from, I guess that's Chucky, I don't know. I thought it was, but I was so unsure and I didn't want to embarrass myself, so I never said it.
I think I'd say Chucky.
Chucky.
Sounds about right, to be honest.
I'd say Saki.
Chucky.
We've been told by a Hungarian it's Chucky and he's Hungarian, so Oscar,
well,
you're
I
wrong.
think we can take his word for it, truth be told. If he's, I'm sure he's got family and friends that have the same name. Even though... I'm confused myself now.
SRGT1 finally in the pits.
After a lifetime.
After about 2 years of driving.
Okay, we're having, according to Mr. Diaz, who's running the stream today, we're having a few technical issues with TV Director. That is just going to be restarted, and we will. It'll hopefully be back in the next few minutes, or seconds, or whatever. I don't know. I'm
years or early 09, we don't know.
20 car into the pit lane. Oh, and Sparta is. Oh, well, that's a very, very strange angle to end up in. That car with the two eyes on the front. I have no idea whose idea those eyes were, but
not mine.
Strange entry into the pit lane, and well, I suppose it'll give a good run out onto the strip. Oh, he's left it in third. He's left it in third gear. Oh no, fourth. What? There we go. Finally makes his way into first gear, and away he goes, Sparta, for, I'm not a clue what team, to be honest.
Isn't it Project and Busters, the racing team?
Why would you call a team that? Why would you call a team that?
Well, you laugh at Lowland Lines, let's be honest.
But then their sort of like abbreviated team name is
Sonic Realism.
Now Phil Diaz feels the need to make fun of other teams.
Well, actually,
not very nice.
All three of you are ex-members of it. It's pretty funny.
That's just rude and inappropriate, so we won't be participating in taking the mickey out of any other names. And we will move on.
What? Let's search for something. There's kind of a 4-car train in GT2, but, well, no, one of them is on a different... 2 of them are on the same lap, like for 20th and 21st on the server, and for 22nd and 23rd, but, nah, it's not really a battle. More like people doing different pace.
The closest interest is the fact that Marius Golombek has slowly but surely been catching himself up to Naselli, and that is for 4th in GT2. Marius Golombek, of course, falling foul of Lowland Lions.
Off goes Pavars for Tiger Express Motorsports. Coming out of the hairpin there, getting very, very sideways, getting on the grass, and clouding that outside wall, and a little bit of suspension damage. Here comes Hopper as well, going side by side with Dennis Lind. Dennis Lind lapping the GT2 there, but problems with Pavars and Tiger Express Motorsports once more. Who've had a very, very turbulent afternoon and evening, and well, surely the night can only get better for this team, who have really struggled so far.
We've got Core GT1 entering the pit lane.
Wow,
So that's gonna-
It's like the first time we've mentioned them since like hour 2.
Well, they have had a quiet race, haven't they? They've just sort of been...
Lately, yes, they're gonna be, let me see, well, 8th? Yeah, 8th when they're gonna rejoin.
I believe so, yes. The GT2 counterparts have been very busy. They've been fighting away with, in the
GTS,
midfield with
yeah.
Infinity Skills and VES.
GTS Motorsports,
sorry.
before they timed out.
Yeah, there was also a bit of a muckabout with Player Zone as well. So they've been quite loud, but yeah, the GT1 effort has been very quiet. It's nice actually to see, I just thought it's nice to see Core being able to field 2 relatively strong teams now as well, because they went through that turbulent time when Inex was formed, where they were very, very quiet in Live for Speed, and have come back with a very South American flair to it, I think. And it's nice to see them back in Live for Speed as well, because they're a name that's been around for absolutely
So,
years.
Wilco, since when is Portugal in South America?
Well, that one doesn't count. Nick off. You're ruining my
the
point.
majority-
Germany in South America.
The majority of
Finland.
South America speak Portuguese.
Yeah, that's good enough.
I speak Brazilian Portuguese, I thought.
That's not childish at all.
No, not at all.
Hey mate, when childishness is required, I will serve it up.
Or we could
you're
just
so
invite
good at
Jack
that, trust
Basford
me, I
for
have
another
no
interview.
doubt in you. You being so, who said most of South America speaks Portuguese? Is it you, Oscar?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you've been corrected.
By
Spanish.
who?
Rui Pinto. If you don't like his opinion, just go to the live stream chat. I don't want any of
I
this
just
in here.
did.
Oh, there must be something happening on the track somewhere.
There, I think while everything is a little bit quiet with this, not quickly approaching pit stops, but they're certainly coming relatively quickly, we should probably have a run down through the standings as well. How about that?
I'll let you take the helm for this one then.
Oh, that's nice of you, Oscar. Very, very nice of you. Thank you very much.
Right, I did it last time and had to
You
take
did do it last
about
time.
I had to take about 10 minutes to get my breath back.
Okay. Let's see how long it takes me. Right then.
Take your
so
time, take your time.
After 18 hours, 12 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the 12 hours of Aston Grand Prix Masters of Endurance
There's a
race,
24, not a 12.
GT1, My 3ID lead. Speedo Racing are second, with Sonic Rams Racing in third. Conquest Racing are fourth, with Lowland Lions suffering a terrible time now in fifth place. Infinity Esports recovering from their early problems in sixth place. Lanzarote Racing have been battling it out with Core Racing, they're 7th and 8th respectively. 9th is Angry Angus Racing, with 10th Project and Busters Racing Team. 11th are Concept Racing. Cravel, yes, are 12th, whilst 13th and last are CheckLFS.net, who are 4 laps behind. In GT2, My 3ID Gaming lead as well in GT2, with Speedo Racing as well in 2nd place. Genuine Racing occupy the 3rd place, with Synergy in 4th and City League in 5th. Raptor Gaming are 7th with Infinity Steels in 7th, and Core Racing's GT2 effort in 8th. GTS Motorsport are 9th, Virtual Racing Team 10th, and Hellenic 11th. Player Zone occupy the 12th spot with Car Game in 13th, LFS France in their FZR in 14th, and Live for Speed Hungary in 15th. HT Motorsport are 16th with Savage Sim Sports in 17th, Mafia Racing in 18th, and Tiger Express Motorsports in 19th as the final GT2 competitor.
So
That
that's
is a great
Raptor Gaming being passed. Raptor Gaming passing City League Endurance team there.
We've got another battle for position as well. It's Kirsten for Cargame.nl and Nelly for Player Zone. Nelly's going around the outside. If he makes this one stick, it'll be impressive.
Oscar, they are on 2 different laps.
So they are.
Good check.
And I must apologise actually, when I was doing that rundown I did actually call it the 12th hours of
It's good you can count,
GP.
Wilco.
It is in fact a 24-hour race.
Nelly and Alma are on the same lap, but Cargame.nl is a lap down, but I'm not sure if Nelly has the pace. Well, obviously I haven't far look at the split in Alvarez, but gotta see. Not. But half of them would cloud through the tyres now.
So despite not being on the same lap, Kirsten and Nelly do just keep swapping positions and battling away. Why not? It's interesting for us and interesting for them. Really, Nelly's trying to hunt down Hellenic Racing Team. It's not going to happen in this sort of fight, but nevertheless, good to watch. 2 different cars against each other.
Yep, you can really see the difference between the FZR and XRR in GT2 trim here. It just gives you that little bit of feel as to where the advantages and disadvantages of each car in each different section of the road is, and well, that's interesting, isn't it, I suppose, in comparison to just watching a car circle around, because there isn't any particular side-by-side action going on. Nelly getting very, very out of shape there, going through the left-hander.
Yeah, did you tap your head on something there, Wilco?
No, walloped my elbow off the desk on my funny bone, and I had to try and piece together a sentence whilst I was thinking, my funny bone! Which was a very difficult task. Battle between Lint and they're not close. Lint and Vanilla, that's Lanzarote and what they're called, Infinity Esports. However, Phil brought them up, so I should probably say anywhere they're reasonably close. They're on the same lap, 130. As a matter of fact, lap 130, 5 hours 52 gone.
Second, I thought you called him Vanilla.
Dennis
sorry.
actually had a very, very poor previous lap there, doing a 2:49.
Must have made some mistake
yeah,
of some
obviously
sort.
a mistake there. And also, I've just realised recently, what is it with drivers using handbrakes? They're all using the handbrakes going through the 2 hairpins.
Oh, very long train down the front straight indeed, yes. Where are we? It's led by Savage Sim Sports, then it's... the Virtual Racing Team FX are always tying out, yes. Hellenic Racing Team, City League Endurance Team, which isn't even true because it's Player Zone.
Well, it's Player Zone and
Then it's
Hellenic Racing Team.
Target.nl.
They're the ones that are fighting each other for position. So it's Fernandez, so that's a three-way battle for position.
Oh, Almaraz. Ooh.
Pierre Perron taking over the LFS France car. And here's a run from Nelly around the outside of Almaraz. Will he have a look? Indeed he will, but to no avail. Lots of people haven't had a look there throughout the course of the race, and Nelly getting very out of shape again, but so does Almaraz, sort of countering each other's mistakes.
I just say, from the car on board behind, that looked amazing.
Domi obviously watching from the point of view of... Oh, and Almaraz!
Oh, is he gonna come back? Whoa!
Kirsten saying, no thank you very much, this is my line and I'm going to keep
for that
it.
gap. I know it's only like 1 millimeter wide enough for me to fit through, but well.
It may be an MRT sized gap, but I'm sticking my FZR in it. And here comes Kirsten, not actually fighting for position, but fighting nonetheless.
Nelly braking very late. Whoa, that inside curb thing cost him time, to be honest.
Every time they go through that last chicane...
It's really a shame those aren't all on the same lap, is it?
It would be brilliant if they were. 6 hours in and you've got 5 cars battling away.
Oh dear. Maybe they will be at some point. Magically.
There is a second conga line of cars though.
LFS check. LFS car is spun out of the second hairpin at the start of sector 2. It's a weird one. I haven't seen a car spun there for quite a time. In years, not in this race.
Another quick TV director issue, but it'll be straight back in just a second. I think now the race has turned into a bit of a lull, actually. We should probably, as the race no longer becomes a lull and Nelly goes down the inside of Fernandez for Nelly in the play zone XRR and virtual racing teams, Fernandez in the only FXR on the GT2 grid and in fact on the grid overall. And Nelly get to dispose of him.
There were a few other FXRs in pre-quali, but I don't think they made it. Personally, I wouldn't have thought I'd see one of them in the race anyways, so I'm quite surprised by it.
Well, let alone one that's running fairly well.
Almighty Phil Diaz is saying they've only done 4 pit stops, so wow, they're going for very long stints in that car.
If it does the job, it does the job, doesn't it?
Yep.
Anyway, I think now we've got a bit of a lull in the action.
As Bert Knops and Alan Morass nearly make contact.
What is happening?
That was fantastic.
I'm getting frustrated now, so I'm just gonna sit, and if somebody like catches fire, I'm just gonna keep going. I don't care. Now we're hitting a bit of a lull in the action.
No wait, I'm making it.
Shut
fine.
up, Oscar. Now we're hitting
Had
a
to
bit
be
of a
done.
lull in the action. I think it might be a good time here to just have a quick look through the grid at some of the special skins that are made for today, because a lot of people put a lot of hard work
there are a lot
into
of
things like
special
this.
skins.
Yeah, and a lot of people put a lot of hard work into this.
You could start with second place straight away, because that's the first special skin, isn't it?
Almaraz is passing Fernandez down the inside into the hairpin. That's a good move. Now I don't care, I want to look at some skins.
Second place, bring it on. Speedo GT1.
Yep, let's have a quick look at Speedo GT1. Mark Gassner back in that car, and the light blue and white and cream.
Fernandez and Alan Morass making contact again.
Oscar!
I'm talking about the race. I'm commentating on a race.
I don't care!
Epic.
I don't care!
One word, epic.
That was the best
Fernandez
thing I've
would
ever
appear to
heard.
have given up now. He's heard you're crying. He's nearly crashed Kirsten, but he's heard you're crying. He's given up on fighting. He's going, no, I cannot cope with this anymore. Wilco might kill me.
So where did we stop?
As
Speedo
Rodriguez
GT1,
joins
right?
to take over from Fernandez.
Oscar,
We
no.
stopped looking at Mark Gassner's Speedo GT1 car with the light
Smurf
blue.
car with the leather stitching.
Yeah, and Dom, how would you rate that out of 10? Tell me what to do, we'll rate all the special ones out of 10, and the winner gets a round of applause from
I'd
us.
say a 6.5 or 7.
I think so. I think the similarity to the Sunderland away kit gives it an extra notch for me. I'm going to go for 7.
Now you see, if you mention that on a stream, I'll purposefully talk about the racing.
Oh, there's a big crash between Kirsten and Fernandez.
It was going to happen, I told you.
Fernandez.
Someone else is involved. Who is it?
How the hell have they managed that one?
It's Isaac Price has been involved as well.
Oh, Isaac Price has heavily been involved. His synergy.
He's been rear-ended.
Damage.
It looks like Isaac may have stopped in a road somewhere and been rear-ended by everybody,
Looks like
Yep.
it.
as opposed to stopping in a forest.
I don't think he's at fault though, because his car doesn't look like it unless he was driving into them in reverse, which is kind of sounds a bit stupid.
And no, Jack Bastard, we don't want your opinion.
I don't think he's too happy in that car right now. It's a personal opinion.
No, I doubt he's been released. Fernandez makes it into the pit lane. Almaraz is in as well. Kirsten comes in after taking a little bit of damage in that one. We've just started the 7th hour, I should add. 6 hours, 2 minutes and 2 seconds into the race. I don't know if that's for position, but I've seen 2 cars running very, very close to each other, and it is in fact for position. It's for 10th place in GT1, and Sparta and Kevin Lloyd are going at it like beavers. No, that doesn't work.
Beavers? What?
Just don't say rabbits, because it means something else.
I know. Kevin Lloyd, don't forget, he's got a fantastic stream that makes him look absolutely amazing with his age shifter. He's just outside the draft there of the XRR.
We can just randomly mention concept
Now he
skins.
gets it right at the end of the straight. Can he go down the inside? He's going to have a go. Down the inside he goes. Gets on the brakes nicely and takes a position from Sparta. Good move there for
Brilliant concept racing skin.
That is a brilliant skin. That's probably an 8.
I would say
Out of
8.5 almost.
Although I'm going to knock that down to a 7.5 because I know
Fuse made
that
it.
Bino
Why?
who makes it.
No, Fuse made it, didn't he?
I don't know. It's got Bino on the front.
Well, because he's in the team.
Well,
or
yes,
it's to celebrate their 4th
to Mr. Diaz.
birthday.
However, I don't like that because one of their members is a Newcastle supporter.
If you mention football once more,
be.
Fuse made it.
Yeah, Fuse made. I told you Fuse
Back
made
to the
it.
8. It's back to the 8. It's back to the 8. Because yes, I'm afraid.
I'm frustrated. It's a racing stream. My God, my God.
I'm afraid. Football. Apparently we've lost 12 viewers talking about Newcastle United. So that
If you
shows
talk
how
about
much everybody
football
hates it.
again,
Anyway, moving
We.
on.
I'm
No,
gonna kick you.
Wilco, not we. You made us lose 12 viewers.
Because
Moving
no one else gives a crap.
Moving on. Moving on.
Stopping you.
Infinity Esport. Skin, what do you think?
Quite special if the whole bloody roof wasn't off center. Look at the rear end. It's very much off center.
It is as well.
About 8th place. What about 8th place, Wilco? Core Racing, GT1?
8th place, Core Racing. Well, Core Racing used to have lovely skins, and
Now they look like vomit.
they don't look like vomit. It's just
That skin looks awesome.
It's what my vomit looks like. I don't know what you're talking about.
it's not.
I want
it's
your
not
vomit in
bad.
my
I'm not saying
house.
I'm not saying it's disgusting. I'm just saying that it's not what they used to be. So I'm going to have to say I'm sorry, but I'm not a massive fan. Sorry, Deadwood Bones. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just not the biggest lover. Moving on to Lowland Lions now. Lowland Lions skin is.
That's not a special skin, that's just a Lowland
I've
Lions
never
skin.
seen it before.
But then you've not seen very
blind.
much in the last X number of months that you've not bothered to
It's
be
actually
here.
been 12, I think. It's been 12 months since I last did a
I've got no idea. I've not been
broadcast.
counting,
Probably
dear.
has. No, because I did the Kyoto 500.
Where's Lowland Lions? I forgot where.
They are in
Fifth.
5th place at the moment in GT1. Robin Friskops at the wheel at the moment.
To use to.
And they're very unfortunate to be there as well, because they deserve to be higher after the early start.
They had to make an extra pit stop earlier to repair damage again after already pitting when Robin Friskops took over. So
I was on the toilet.
yeah, Wilkie, when you were gone.
We
in
figured that out.
Different galaxies in the back of your mind.
And
Toilet.
then I had to have a shower as well, but we're getting off topic.
What were you doing
I don't know
on the
what do
toilet?
you do on the toilet. Like whenever you go to the toilet, you have to shower afterwards.
Tommy,
really.
great minds. Great minds. Unfortunately, we are reducing Phil Diaz to tears, so looking around the racetrack.
Yep. What should we go to next? Synergy.
Think
I
close.
know it's not
Well,
a special skin, but
it is
it's
because it's a one-off skin.
Exactly. And unfortunately, Isaac's not modelling it very well because he's crumpled his backside in for us. But
It's a new aero spec of the XR for 2012.
yeah, it's the new aero package. Safe to say, I'm particularly impressed with it. It's a little.
It's been designed by Jeremy Clarkson using a hammer.
You can certainly see that it's a prototype, isn't it? That's
Oh!
Jesus Christ! 2 wheels. I really do hope Philip Diaz was watching that car there with the camera as that happened.
Oh, I was.
He was,
Spectacular,
but
he was,
don't worry.
thankfully. Spectacular 2-wheel action from Isaac Price there.
About number 47.
Number 47.
27th on the server.
27th on the server, Jägermeister. Tom, you'll give it a 9.5, won't you?
No, more like well, I would give it a 7, but I'm giving it an 8 because it's based on a DTM livery.
Cravel, the team name that nobody knew how to spell or pronounce until.
How to spell? Because it's not like written on the car or anything.
Oh,
no.
shut up, Tom! I said the wrong word. All right.
Can I just go and cry in the corner?
Oh God. So we are introducing here Concept Racing's Jorgen Kursken. Jorgen, did you make that skin or was it the mag?
The mag? What?
It's a footballing reference. Ignore him.
No one watches football. Yeah, I made it myself.
Good. I like it now. I really do like it. It's a very
Cheers.
nice skin. Please know if Stuart made it, I wouldn't like it. But
yeah. The reference to Bino.com is just to advertise his own skin site.
yeah, well, you shouldn't have done that because you're advertising the evil ones. But I'm getting off the point now. But Concept Racing. In GD1, you've got Kevin Loy up at the moment, who's got a super stream on. And how have you rated your day so far? How do you think you've been doing?
Out of 10, around 2. 8 all kind of went downhill from like hour 3. We had to make an extra pit stop. And then Buzzy forgot to repair damage, so he did like 50 minutes with a slightly damaged car. Then I went on and completely fucked my stint up. So yeah. Oh, sorry, you can't say fuck on here.
The answer to that question.
Oh my god.
No.
You can't.
Sorry.
People laugh if you
This is
do.
a family program. We've got
Okay,
several
which
people.
family watch LFS 24-hour races?
My
Oh, boy.
sister.
Yeah, it's Oscar's
1.5
2-year-old
years
sister.
old.
Oh, however,
Or
how old is
whatever.
it?
18 months.
It.
She picks
Did you
up
just
words.
call it it?
Wilco.
Yes.
Wilco. I take
Yes.
offence to that, and so does she.
Okay, sorry, I'll say beep instead.
That's better.
Yeah, Troy's gonna get out of the car in like 5 minutes or so. Then we're gonna have Buzzy again. And let's hope we can climb up the ranks again. People have been having some unfortunate incidents in front of us, so we hope we're gonna have less incidents than they are. Still waiting on timeouts.
Like how you went away from word accidents last minute there. Even.
So Jorgen, you do have one thing to be thankful for though. The car ended up on all 4 wheels when you got out of it. So that's a successful stint in your eyes, personally, isn't it? I mean, yeah.
It would be more of an accomplishment if I was in an XRR. We kind of consciously chose the FZR for that purpose. But yeah, I wasn't even able to flip it in practice, so yeah, kind of sad.
Oh well, that's a very good effort. Well done. Just thought I'd let you know that if you want to watch Troy's last few moments in the car on his live stream, you can do so. It's on livestream.com/LXO, or it's running along the bottom of your screen as a ticker. It's an absolutely fantastic view of him driving in the actual seat with his 8-shifter. He's one of the few people I know who uses the 8-shifter in Live for Speed. It's an absolutely fantastic thing to watch.
Yeah, he's using it for practically any. Well, he's using it for every car that actually allows H-shifter. So yeah, and 540 wheel rotation. It's quite a sight to see, including the Momo racing gloves he's wearing.
Yep, I have noticed the gloves.
Mittens.
I've always been quite impressive, and I'm watching this, and the way his body moves forwards and backwards, that's something I don't understand. I can't do that. I don't get that. I don't get how his body...
You can't move your body forwards and backwards.
I have the physical ability. It's
You want to see a doctor about that?
You should seek professional help with that. Yeah.
Oh, nick off, the lot he is.
Always give me the opportunities to do that. It's your fault.
you know I'm going to open things up like this. I always do that. So,
Yes, you do.
Opening up your
actually.
mouth is never a wonderful start.
not for me, it's not. I just open myself up to ridicule and pain, which is not good. Not good. So finally, before we finish this off, Jorgen, unless you'd like to stay with us for a little bit longer and watch the race with us for a while. You're sitting in, I think it's 9th place at the moment.
Yeah,
It is 9th place.
before the pit stop, yeah.
6 hours gone. Where do you feel that you can end up? Where's your ambitions for the end of the race?
Well, before all the incidents we had, we were actually being really optimistic and thinking we could end up in the top 5 if everything went okay, but actually I have no idea, because everything can happen, and as Dom said, everything will happen. So we'll see. Would like to get up there around 5th position, but that's kind of difficult since we're already lapped by 5th position. Now 6th even, I think. I don't know, I'm being hopeful. Let's see what the night stints bring in.
Yeah, well, there's all the time in the world. In fact, well, there's not all the time in the world, but there's 17
Yeah,
hours,
only
46
18
minutes,
hours, yeah.
14 seconds left to go. So there's all the time you could ever really want to develop this into something more. And to be honest, at this stage, I wouldn't rule out a 5th place for the team. You can see on Fuse. Come on, Chris, you muppet. Troy Kenloy's stream. He's on there playing about with his settings for the pit stop, and Dom, that can be quite the distracting thing when you're about to change over. You're stressed out about trying to get your lap right and get into the pits properly, and you're having to play around with the settings about how much fuel you need to put in the car. Surely that can be quite distracting for the driver.
Yeah, it can be, especially when you're trying to do it with one hand and you're just staring at the F12 menu and not where you're going. Which,
Yeah,
well,
I'm pretty sure he was adjusting the interval bars for the next driver, because he should still have the same pit settings from before. But yeah, it's still kind of difficult.
Oh, 30 seconds stop-go penalty for Lowland Lions for the incident with Raptor Gaming earlier. Left-right, so that will put them even further back. Good news for the once leaders of this race.
Also, I've had some news through the live stream chat that the incident between Car Game, Hellenic Racing Team and Isaac Price, who is racing for Synergy, according to sources from Car Game, it was Isaac Price crashing into them that caused the incident. Of course, it would be Isaac's fault.
I would like to see how that works when his rear end is damaged. Somehow.
Yeah, it confused me too, but you know, seeing as everyone on there seems to be best friends / in bed with Jack Basford.
I think you've ruined it for yourself now.
You have just completely ballsed everything, Oscar. Congratulations, my son. You have done well. But no, on a more serious note, as actual fact, Kevin Loy has stayed in the car, come out of the pit lane. So another.
Yeah, sorry for the misinformation.
It's quite all right. So another hour of his stream is available. If you want to
Isaac Price in the wall.
Seriously suggested.
Isaac Price in the wall.
Yeah, Isaac Price apparently making.
Oh, left, right front puncture. That's why.
Oh yes.
That's why Mika joined probably. Nothing. Just since the timeout, only bad luck for Synergy.
Yep, so Isaac Price is going to have to crawl that car back now.
Robin Friskop's in the pits for Lowland Lions. I suppose the stop-go will be assigned after the pit stop.
That is correct, yes. As I'm sure anybody who plays Live for Speed knows, however, I'll inform everybody if there's anybody here who doesn't play Live for Speed, which I can actually see quite probable as somebody there's like that is there, any newcomers. You cannot serve a stop-go penalty in Live for Speed whilst when you serve a stop-go penalty or a drive-through penalty in Live for Speed, you cannot make changes to your car. So you can't change your tyres, you can't fill it up, you can't fix damage, you can't do anything. So you have to serve your drive-through or your stop-go separately from a pit stop. So if you're about, if you just round the corner from a pit stop, your common sense says you leave the penalty until after the pit stop to allow them to not have to retire. And there's the other front tyre gone for Isaac Price as he hops over the chicane and finds his way into the pit lane. Kevin Lloyd there.
I hope he doesn't have to repair damage. Look at the right front toe damage.
Slow. There we go.
Well, first gear limiter. That's not braking a lot. That's another damage repair. Oh dear.
Yeah, bad to worse vicinity here. Bad to worse. Don't forget, everybody, if you've got any questions about the game, about the race, about anything, you can send them to us via the live stream chat, via Twitter, or via the threads on both the Live for Speed forum and the iRacing forum, whichever one you came from. Just stick it on there, and I'm sure we'll find it over the next few hours and try and get that answered for you as quickly as possible. Along the bottom of your screen is a ticker. I'm sure you've noticed that's got several very, very handy links on it. It's the Massive Endurance tracker, which shows positions lists, pit stops, times, drivers, etc, etc, etc. There's the Massive Endurance website, which is very, very good. You should all go and check it out. There's the Live for Speed forum, which shows information such as protests and team information, designated drivers, which anybody can just go and have a look at. There's the Twitter feed. There's Live for Speed remote, which allows anybody to keep up with it on an online window. There's Masters of Endurance on the Speedo database, which is also another timing system. There's Troy's stream from in-car or in-racing rig that we've brought up quite a few times previously. Niall McAvoy has also made a hub which has a lot of information, a lot of stuff packed into it. That's down there as well as the Live for Speed website if you want to participate at some point in your life as well. So a lot of very, very fancy gadgets and gizmos helping you to keep up with today, and it would be a waste not to try them out, not to use them, wouldn't it? So please, go on, have a go.
Well, in all fairness, you listed a lot of ways to contact you guys. I couldn't reach you on any of those.
Well, seeing as you're sitting here, it's kind of a bit of a waste to post a question on the live stream chat, isn't it, when you could just ask it in person? So you're kind of being a little bit of a picky,
silly person.
There.
Yeah, well, I
was picking my words very wisely there, very, very wisely.
Yeah, well, I just barged in here.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I do it quite often.
I almost made the mistake earlier and said the F word, and with that F word I of course mean furniture.
Oh. Yeah, and I obviously meant flamboyant.
Of course, and I obviously meant flabbergasted. Whoa!
Now, I'm just wondering here, as you know, it's about 5:30 on the eastern side of the U.S. right now. I'm eating spaghetti.
Yeah.
Do you guys like spaghetti?
No.
I love spaghetti.
Who made it, Phil?
Who do you
Did
think?
you get it delivered?
Did you make it or did your mother make it?
My mom had to make it. I can't make it.
Oh.
Hey. Let me interrupt here for just a second. And during the, 2009, I think it was, or no, it was 2010. No, I think it was the 09 Kyoto 500. Let me quote Phil Diaz here. My mommy brought me a Propel!
You forgot the yay in that. That was a yay.
Yeah.
Oh God, Philip.
Hey,
I couldn't totally copyright that. Be copyright.
That's an amazing recording to listen to. Me and Nolan Scott.
Was it
Talk
really
about
unique,
wedge.
Phil?
That was very
unique.
unique. It
Talk
was a
about
4.5
the
hour
wedge
race.
Unique.
That's real unique. I'm turning some wedge here because it's a real unique setup, and I like a wedge. I like wedge in a unique place. I like it.
Okay, now
Unique wedge.
It's gone too far. It's gone too far.
I do hope he's not watching this.
Dolan Scott, if you're out there, I apologise for the children.
I don't.
I didn't say
In other
that.
news.
I don't apologise.
In other news, Sasa Pisic, better known as Skippy,
Pacific.
whatever his name is, should be on tomorrow to do a
At 8
interview.
AM, and is he gonna talk about certain teams?
Dom,
Yes?
you can have that bit.
Well, if all goes well, he's
No,
not going to
no,
be
no,
talking
no.
about Isaac Price.
Don't get me started.
That was the
Please,
idea.
don't get me started.
Oscar, no.
I'm still angry at that.
Oh, Jesus is in the chat. Have you seen?
If you're wondering what...
Here. Jesus is here!
You know that it's getting to that point in an endurance race, don't you? When people start talking like this on a stream.
I have completely ignored that stop go penalty.
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 Exactly.
The penalty.
Stop go penalty.
It's been assigned to Lowland Lions about 3 years ago, and I'm still wondering why it hasn't been assigned. Oh god.
It has been assigned.
Quite a few driver changes as well. Robin Heigeman comes in for
Genuine racing.
Genuine race. I know, but I'm not going to know who he's replacing. Ivanov.
Ivanov.
Bananen has took over from Lon. That is in the Savage Sim, or whatever they're called, Savage thing.
Savage
car.
Sim Sports.
Kistner has taken over from Falk in the Core Racing GT2 car. And Muralito has taken over from Isaac Price in the Synergy Racing car. They're the most.
Oh,
they're the most.
I have to interrupt you here. It's not Merlito. He's not Spanish.
Oh,
Meriloto.
he saw it.
It's Meriloto.
It's not
Meriotto.
that hard, Wilco, is it?
Meriotto.
Let me write
Meriotto.
that down as well.
Yeah, you do
Basically,
that.
say it incredibly quickly and ignore what everyone says.
Just put the letters after the L. Just put double O down there, then you'll get it right.
So Meriloto.
Yep.
Meriloto.
Hola, Merilito.
Merilito. Meriloto.
Hola.
Meriloto. I've got it down now.
Sorry, Miko, you've just got infinite numbers of surnames.
But
I'm
yeah,
also now
he's
being-
actually only got one, but it's so... it varies.
And it's not Mick, it's Mick.
Can we just call him?
Also-
Can we just call him Jeffrey Styles? I can do that one.
Apparently, I'm not seeing
Any names
Noisy
correctly.
of my ID right. It's supposed to be
It's-
Nogyek.
Nogyek. Tomek Nogyek.
Nogyek. 2 words. Nogyek. Nogyek.
Nogyek.
Nogyek. I'm gonna write that.
Tomek
down as well.
Nogyek. Would you like me to repeat that for you?
No.
Would you like me to spell it out?
Put it on bottom of TeamSpeak, just copy it.
And we've got another couple of connections. We've got Shira and Radu for GTS Motorsport.
I have
And-
a feeling Wayne Varys
Sierra
is-
for LFSHU.
Wilco,
Entiarvi.
Wentiarvi.
Wilco, we are English.
Ventiavi.
I'm not even going
Wentiarvi.
to
Oh,
try to
there we go. He's
Yeah.
completed it.
Wentiarvi.
Wentiarvi.
Oh my
Wentiarvi.
goodness, you're horrible.
I still remember CSX first attempt at it.
How did that go?
French Ferrari or something.
Ventiarvi.
Ferrari.
Ventiarvi. I think it was.
Guys, back on topic.
We have a topic.
Yes. we
Do I have a
do.
chain for free ID GT1?
Yanni
Yeah.
Tomler has joined for the first time this race.
Your let's all a lot, yeah. the
Turmala.
server. The GT1.
Don't even say the surname again, Hal.
Gaming. Meanwhile, Gassner still going strong. Of course, he's been maximising his stint times and starting to get to the end of his stint now. And judging by the state that he's currently in, where would you suspect that he'll? How long do you think it'll be until he makes his stop, Gassner?
Not too long, I'd say. Look at
He's
his
got
left
what?
rear tyre.
10 minutes.
Probably 2, maybe 3 laps if he's feeling gutsy.
It's gonna, if he wants another biscuit.
Sliding like that won't help.
Through that kink there. I don't know whether the camera was watching that. I don't think it was actually.
I haven't
You
all
would
just had
see
an interesting two-wheeler.
Massive difference between Gasner and Santos landing through that corner, and Gasner taking so much more speed through it. As a result, fantastic driving from Mark Gasner and Speedo GT1, who aren't in as bad a position as it looks, really, are they, guys?
No, they're not.
Second position.
It's not like second is a bad position, and they have a lot of race to go. Still, I think they've only had 3 of their 5 drivers a race as well. So Wong has joined for PLZ GT2 to take over from
Oscar.
Yes.
from Nelly.
Yes.
It's two ready.
Please excuse me whilst I go to Wilco's house and repetitively stab him in the eyes.
This is an in-joke, everybody.
Oh
I
my
just had
God.
to get it out there in public.
I know what this joke is about, and I don't
Yes,
even
you
want to explain it.
Do you
It's
find it
disgusting.
amusing, Dom?
It's
Find
disgusting.
it amusing.
You're disgusting.
Wilco, I mentioned him just so because I knew you couldn't resist.
This is all Wilco just being a 7-year-old.
Okay, free ID, driver change done, out of the pits, in second place currently, of course, with Speedo taking the lead with the longest stints.
Yep, you know who it is. It's Wongy Tomala. No, it's not. It's Yoni Tomala. Not Wongy Tomala. Oscar.
I don't even want to know what I started there.
Tumbleweed.
A matter of time until Mark Gaffner's going to pit as well, though. He's a bit hard on his tyres than Mihaly and Reno Coots were, from the looks of it.
He has been, hasn't he? He's been very hard on them.
But he's also been a bit faster, I think, end of stint.
Well,
Probably like
that's the
trading.
mix you get, isn't it? It's all a trade-off of how long your tyres last versus how quickly you go. And I mean, if you crawled around, you wouldn't get really far either. But you know, it's all about that balance, about how hard you can push the tyre and how quick you can go. And some people optimise that for length, some people optimise that for speed. It's all just about what the strategy suits. Isn't that right, Oscar?
Yeah, I mean, especially in racing of this sort, there's so much that you have to think about, and there's so many different variables, so anything and everything can and will make a difference.
Yeah, the leader is actually about to lap the lower 9 car, being told by the almighty tracker administrator Michael Booth. It's really amazing how quickly a race can go from leading to being lapped by the leader. It actually didn't go back, did it? Oh no, PLZ timed out. At least their replacement driver timed out. Yeah, their whole team timed out actually. It's unfortunate. It's Bartoletta to, I guess, take a new car obviously and join.
Yeah, without a doubt, but it's a big loss for them, as a timeout always is and connection issues always are. And to be honest, it hasn't been as bad an issue as it's been in the past in the speed races so far.
Oh yeah.
The quarter of the way gone, I mean, there's been very few connection issues other than for me trying to sign into this thing. Everyone else has been really reasonably acceptable and not too many timeouts. Screwing with the results. I mean, you've got to just think of connection issues as Live for Speed's mechanical difficulties. You know, things unfortunately happen, and you just got to live with them and work around them. And sometimes it's just not your day, you know.
Well, it's definitely my 3ID's day. Having a breeze of it at the moment.
Yep, certainly making a good day of it, and we are now joined by Marius Golombek of Raptor Racing. And Marius, it's been quite a good race for you lot so far. Very well done. How are you feeling?
Yeah, well, quite a good race so far until like the middle of my second stint then. Oh no, first stint that was. Well, yeah, until then everything went quite fine. Could hold on to the second place quite well. Alex did a good job fighting Christy from Speedo. No incidents until that point, but yeah, unfortunately we had an issue with a GT1 car and lost about 2 minutes involving damage repair and yeah, working the way back to the pits with both front tires popped. And well, yeah, from then on, our mission is just to climb as much places as we can, maybe get a top 3 result out of it.
How was the incident with Jack?
Well, I'm quite sorry for that. I didn't expect him to be so far in deep beside me. I just saw him braking later, and I usually try to hold the outside line, and well, I turned in quite much, and he was fully alongside me, which I didn't expect. So yeah, well, we the cars touched, and both of us had a little damage from that, but not much more. I think. So everything went better as expected.
Right. So you're
Control yourself.
You're sitting in 4th place now. Our Raptor Gaming, you've got Severin in the car now. With a long way to go. Where are your aspirations now with regards to your result? Where do you think you can finish today?
Yeah, well, before that we are hoping about 2nd place, although we definitely know that Speedo and Genuine and also maybe City League Endurance are the enemies to have in mind, of course, but yeah, for now, as we're 4th with about 1.5 minutes down to Speedo, to Genuine is actually in 3rd position. Yeah, we'd be lucky if we could close that gap over the night and maybe attack the top 3 in the morning. Don't know what's coming up. I mean, the traffic has been quite good so far, so thumbs up at the GT1s. No further incidents, all just very clean racing. And yeah, it can always happen that someone crashes, and definitely it's in yeah, the late phases of the stint. The front tires are eager to pop, and yeah, they're just waiting to ruin your entire race by that. But yeah, well, it's gone quite good so far, and a top 3 result would be nice.
So you've got quite a few drivers still on the roster who are yet to take the wheel. You've got Vant, you've got Kreutz, you've got Schmidt. Are they all up to pace with the 3 previous drivers, you and Volkanine and Severin, who's now in the car? Are they all comfortable and able to push the team on and further up the what's it called, the chart, the
Grid,
whatever.
yeah.
Are they able to do that? Are they as in tune with you and with the drivers ahead? Are they competent enough?
Well, competent enough, I can't say anything, but yes, the guys are pretty experienced, definitely in real life racing, as Max and Patrick have both done CIK FIA Kart World Championship, I think it is. So definitely they know how to race, and I think judging on the pace they should be somewhat between me and Alex. Alex definitely is consistent enough, he's not done any mistakes, and his pace should be better if he has less traffic, of course, but I guess Patrick, who will get in the car at about 4 AM something, he should have a pace which is close to mine, so yeah, judging on the pace we should maybe get a top 3 result out of it.
Yep, and finally, can you get me a drive, please, in the karting thing I want to drive. I'd shut everybody up, isn't it?
Only because we're shocked that you think that you'd be good enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're all not very nice. You're just mean people. Thank you very much for your time, Marius, and we wish you an incredible amount of good luck for the rest of the race. It's nice to talk to you again. If a little bit later on, I'd love to see you finally. Is there anything you want to plug shamelessly before? Yeah, anything you want to plug, Marius?
Well, I guess good luck, like you say, is all we need now. So a bit of good luck would be good for the night. And for now, definitely thanks to you guys. The stream's been good so far. So see a lot of people watching. That's always good to see. And yeah, keep it up. Also, don't get too tired during the night and start these legendary conversations again. So thumbs up and continue like you are.
Thank you very much, Marius. Thanks for your time, man. So 6 hours 40 minutes gone.
He was lovely. He can come back.
Oh, of course he can come back later on. I just need a vent.
I don't know what you mean, Chris.
It's not like there's a particularly funny line in there or anything.
No, not at all. Nothing slightly inappropriate and.
What was inappropriate? I missed
funny.
it.
Oh man, let's completely move off that now. And,
Let's look at some racing, shall we?
take a quick look back at the racing, and quite a few pit stops being made since we were talking to Marius. Joe Holmes has been in for the GT2 effort of My 3ID. That's the main pit stop we've had, as well as Mark Gaster of Speedo Racing in GT1. Somebody called D Derman is in the car game car, which is going to be the most hilarious and amusing name I could ever commentate on.
But it was Vanden Bosch.
Oh, Vanden Bosch! And Dennis Lind and Infinity Esports also made a quick stop.
If D Demand's first name is Derek, I'll be really happy.
Well, actually, I have reason to believe that
It's not.
it's female.
Annika.
Is it Dave Deman?
So it's not a female.
So it's
I don't know.
Dave Deman.
I don't want to make conclusions about anyone here
I don't
because
even know what car
it's
they're in. What
all
car- what
everyone's watching.
FZR GT2 cargame.nl.
Car game. D Deman. Apparently he's a homosexual.
Don't say that on stream. Welcome.
Oh my god. Okay. That is.
No. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. This has been confirmed by the team's leader.
Who is also called Dave.
Maybe they're
Are Dave and Dave
together?
lesbian lovers?
They're Dave together.
Maybe
Manly. Not mainly. Manly.
Well,
that
how
was
has
an
it come
absolute
to
disaster. This might actually be a really good time to go to an ad break here, so we can split up the video on demand and top 3 in each class before we go. My 3ID leads Sonic Realms and Speedo in GT1, and in GT2 my 3ID leads Speedo and Genuine Racing. We'll be back right after this, guys. Did I genuinely call somebody a homosexual on the stream?
Yes, you did.
You did.
My goodness, Will.